Nitro is the glory,
but E-Buggy pays the bills. Welcome to the No Name RC podcast. Get ready for some serious bench racing. But be warned, we speak our minds, express our thoughts, and sometimes things can get a little rowdy.
Hate, and he just was influenced by the hate coming from the left, the hate coming from the right.
And let's get back to more club racing and less of this grabbing racing.
It's hard not to be arrogant when you're always right. You know?
See what I mean? That's exactly why people call you arrogant, Max.
You may not agree with everything we say, but it's definitely worth a listen.
And our pick, can you stop whatever you're doing?
Join your host, Lefty the Great, with co-hosts and guests as they get together to chat RC.
Hey, after that race that I watched this morning, I have to talk about it.
Here we go. $100 right here, $100 throw. Oh no!
I like this.
Yes, indeed. Nitro is the glory, but coffee fuels these lives. How are you, everybody? We are back after impromptu blackout yesterday. So we wasn't able to do it. We was all geared up to do it, and my electricity went out. Wally is in the background. We're going to bring him in here shortly. We do have a few things we have to go through, some news stuff. And then I think I have a pretty good chat scheduled for Wally. Hopefully his internet holds up. But we need you guys to share this out. We only got 30 people watching. So please share it out. As I share it out myself, share it out to the Patreon. We got something cool coming up for the Patreon and the YouTube members. But yeah, good morning, everybody. Good afternoon. If you're on the East Coast, it's afternoon. It's 1 o'clock here. If you're over in California, it's 9. Yeah, 9. So good morning to you. Hopefully you're on coffee number 1 or coffee number 2 like me. And this is Coffee and RC, brought to you by JConcepts, High Tech RC, Sidewinder Fuels, Beach RC, Invisible Speed, ML Toys, Clinic RC, Techno RC, Get Shit Done Coffee, Elite RC Productions, One Up Racing, Mayako SMC, Racecraft USA, and A Main Hobbies. Also, we have links for all of those companies in the written description of this show on the YouTube side of things. We also have a poll going on YouTube as well. Go check it out. We are taking super chats. If you wish to support those companies, you can. We have some coupon codes. You can save some money. I know Amy has one. Beach RC, we have an affiliate code. And Call RC, we have some affiliates there. Call RC, all of that stuff. All of that helps us out greatly. You can save some money. Help us, help our sponsors. Let them know you heard about them on the No Name RC podcast. And thank you very much. I appreciate it. All right, everybody. As I said, we are going to go through a few things first before we get going. And I have to say some thank yous and shout outs. I want to say a big shout out and thank you to all of our patrons and YouTube members. You guys get early access. We do have a show coming out. You see, we've been very active. We've been cleaning up our YouTube as well. So we do have some stuff going every day. If you have anybody on Facebook, send me a message. I want to see what's going on. Comment there. Share this out. What's up, team? What's up there, team 11? Brian Boucher, Vacant Pixel, and Nick Sad sent that message the other day. So thank you for joining in with us. We greatly appreciate it. And we are live. So share this out. Share this to the Discord, the NNRC Discord as well. All right, what's up, Javon? How you doing? So big shout out to the patrons and YouTube members. If you like what we're doing, you can support us by becoming a member or a patron. We have some cool things coming out for you guys that only you will be able to get, and you will be the first ones to be able to get them when they do come out. There should be in a few days. It's going to be some swag. All right, what's up, Tony Schumacher? Morning, good afternoon to you. Also, I want to say a big shout out to our drivers. They are David Runafel, Robert Betty, Alexander Hagberg, Petco, even and living his best life. They're in SoCal right now, getting ready for DNC. Mason Fuller, Petco, Una Hutton. And I don't know if we've converted Davey Bada over yet. So unsure about that. What's up, Will Blevins? B&D offer a track in the house. Where is that? Steve Peets, how are you, sir? Good to see you in the chat. So those guys have some racing coming up. We have Desert Classic coming up as well as DNC. Sorry, I'm getting all sidetracked here. And I forgot my shout outs. A big shout out to Max Mort's dad, Henry Mort, celebrating his birthday the other day. And the saltiest of salt, Salty Joe, celebrating his birthday today. We're the same age, 48, he goes. And I said, hey, dude, getting older is better than the other option, which is not getting older. So he is getting 48 today. Shout out to all the Bermudians out there racing. They're about to get a new track. And they're losing the track that we've had since, I think when I started out there, 95, 96, we started with just ropes and cones, and it's moving to a better position. They're going to get a better facility, but it's, they're still racing whether they're actually, I think Google is putting a warehouse there for some internet cable that they're running or something like that. So, yeah. Shout out to the Bermuda RC guys. I follow them on Instagram. They usually come up for Wicked Weekend, so I'll see a whole bunch of them there. Good job. We got Will Ivy, Kevin Myers. How you doing, sir? Brian Eider, how are you, sir? Will Ivor, Darren Steinert. Sorry. And what's up, Frank? So get shit done coffee, fueling this live. We have a coupon code for that as well. All right. Let's move on to a few things before we go. We had the Meebo race this past weekend. And I just wanted to show you guys this because I think it's really cool. This is an on-road race and off-road race at the same time, if I'm not mistaken. I don't think they run at the same time because they're sharing a driver's stand. But the actual race goes on. And you can race two classes like Mikau did. He raced both of these, I believe. Because Mikau is just awesome like that, who I think is probably the best driver in the world right now. There you can see, there's the on-road side. This is from Mugen Seiki Europe. Ronald Volker won it, and then you can see the off-road track over there. And it was actually a very exciting race. And in the off-road side of things, it was Bartosz Zaleski, who's on a roll. He won MXGP, and then he went on to win two-wheel drive, and he almost won four-wheel drive, but his countryman Orlowski pipped him in the A3. And I think Daniel Kopovic, who was involved in this, and Daniel Kopovic is like so fast. It's like, when is he gonna get a chance to win one of these big races too? I don't know, my mouse. Oh, there we go. My mouse is acting up. So he finished the second, and I think he said, let me bring up exactly what he said here, because it was actually pretty cool. He said that they made the impossible possible. And I've mentioned this before about Schumacher, like Kopovic and those guys working together as a team. It's impressive. But Orlowski, Kopovic and Orlowski working together as a team, it's impressive. They absolutely won that four-wheel drive on an A3. I don't know if it had coverage or nothing. If you know anything about it, let me know. I didn't get to see it. Team 11 MRC, we are going to talk about this, Wally and I. And I'm sure Max and I are going to talk about that, but that's very cool. And that is the Gillis Cross Camp direct drive touring car with four-wheel motors. Up next was the ABC race over there in New Zealand. The first round of that race happened this past weekend as well. And this is a very good series put on by Scotty Ernst. The RC Racing Media crew do the coverage of it. They do a damn good job of covering it. This series has attracted drivers from all over the world. Pecco's been, I think Ongaro might have been. The Philippine Masters was the big race for it. This year is not having it this year, unfortunately. But nonetheless, it was the Australian Caleb Noble, who I consider to be probably one of the best. So getting lost with my mouse here. He actually, I think Caleb Noble is probably the best in Australia right now, in my opinion. I know there's others that will say that he's not, and there's other guys that are better. I'm sure there is, but there's Caleb. Made the switch over to S-Works this year. He absolutely dominated this entire weekend. He won Pro Nitro Buggy, Pro E-Buggy, and Pro Nitro, Pro Truggy. Jaden Jameson, I think he came second in Pro Nitro Buggy, followed by Shane O'Connor, the two New Zealanders. Well, here's some pictures of it. Well done to Jaden. Well done to Caleb Noble. He was on Techno for the longest while. I was actually very shocked when he switched over to S-Works. There's Jaden. Sorry, there is Caleb right now. And I like him. He's got moxie. He isn't scared to say what he feels, right? And I do like that about him in his interviews. So well done to him, well done to the ABC. We had the factory NSX Supercross race, but we're going to talk about that with Wally. Congrats to Jermaine Robinson. We're going to talk more about that. And then we had the Spanish Nationals that happened this past weekend in San Jose, Seville. And it was JC3 taking the win there in E-Buggy and Nitro Buggy. Well done to Juan Carlos Canas. The last Nationals that they had in before the end of the year, we actually saw Adrian Pariente win that on his first race in the Sparko Buggy. Will Blevin says B&D is in Clanton, Alabama, about 20 minutes from SIC. Awesome. What's up, Nick Sad? What's up, Michael Thompson? And what's up, Chase? How you doing? We only got 52 people. We got to get this shirt out. Share it out. So well done to that. Also, we have Desert Classic this weekend. So I see a lot of the top guys are going there to race for that. And then they're going to be doing, a lot of guys are doing double duty. I was talking to Fend. So he's on the road for 2 weekends because then they go right to DNC. And we have a poll going on. It's actually, who do you think is going to win DNC? And let's see how that's going. 92% says all of the Americas. So all of the Americas includes North America, Central America, and South America. What's up, Eric? All right. So, and speaking of the worlds, worlds, Raw released its list for people that are going to come, people that can go race at the upcoming World Championships in Thornhill later on this year. And the list actually, hold on, I don't like that. Dakota Fan, Mayfield, like top names. I don't know how much it is. Let me count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Did they say it in her? I didn't read this. I just kind of looked at it. So good evening, Raw Racers. The 8-scale IC internal combustion World Championship will be held in September 26th through October 3rd, 2026 at Thornhill Racing Circuit. Below you will find a list of Raw qualified invite drivers. Please note, for all invite drivers, you will receive an email shortly with your entry form and all instructions to enter. Please follow entry form instructions clearly. All invite drivers have until April 15, 2026 to respond to invite and pay the associated entry fee. Resumes for any potential openings will be starting tomorrow, today, March 5th, 2026. Please note that resume drivers will need to enter their information on a Google form with a link being provided tomorrow. Resumes will not be accepted via email and only through the Google form. This process is to ensure that no emails or resumes are missed. All right. Well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32. Looks like they came from the American Nationals. And then I don't know if Douglas Shufield went to the American Nationals and finished 33rd. But then we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 from the Canadian Nationals. So all in all, Roar gets 38 spots. Maybe I miscounted something there, which I probably did because I'm an idiot like that. So they're going to resume some in. I don't know how or how many they're going to resume in. It's also not guaranteed that all those people will go, but I think a good bit of them will be going. So it's going to be interesting. Maybe I'll ask Wally about that. But, we're going to bring Wally in here in a minute. Well, actually, we're going to bring Wally in here shortly because he looks like he's getting bored back there. So, thank you, Wally, for your time. But first, we need to pay some bills. And, of course, this show is brought to you by JConcepts. All righty. Hold on. I don't like this, Wally. I gotta be on this side. You gotta be on that side. That way we're kind of looking at each other some way, somehow, somewhere. Can you hear me? I can't hear you, dude. Uh-oh. Are we having technical difficulties already? All right. While Wally works that out, okay, I'll go back to full screen. We got some hellos in there. We got Brian Bergen. I saw Brian Boucher in her earlier. Brian, are you still on vacation? We need to record as well. Hopefully, Wally.
Hello.
Okay.
There.
Hi.
We good?
We're good.
All right.
We can hear you.
That's good. So now trying to move to the other side.
You're fine.
Okay.
You're
Okay.
fine.
Okay. All right.
I'm looking at the screen, not the camera. Welcome, Wally, to our show. Thank you for your patience. I do apologize about the electricity going out yesterday. Wally is driving in a tunnel. It must be your headset. Hold on, I have a question. Are you sure that you're not connected to the laptop microphone?
Studio Pro.
All right,
Yeah.
well, there we go.
Yeah.
It must be the exotic tiling on your ceiling that is causing the tunnel-like
Could be
effect.
a weird echo, huh?
No, I'm fine. It just sounds a little weird, but it's okay. We are gonna still proceed with this. Welcome back, Wally. It's been some time. We had you on last year. We talked about we recorded with you. We talked about a lot of things. It's good to have you on her. I know Max gave you some flowers. Max gives you flowers and then kind of takes half of them away at the same time. Because I heard, take these 12 flowers, but give me back 6.
Yeah.
That was pretty cool. I really liked what you did there. And then, of course, you've had some major announcements here recently. And, of course, you've been really busy with the Hong Nor. So I really wanted to talk about a lot of this stuff. So that's, in general, what we're going to talk about today. Well, welcome back, man.
Thank you. Yeah, it's fun to be back. It's been a while, I feel like. But, yeah, happy to be back. Ready to get talking. And I know this isn't the right coffee, but I
can't do the cold coffee, but I get it. Hello from NYS, where RC racing is almost non-existent since Spectra V. I feel bad for you. It seems there's. Did you know that there's a Raw on-road carpet championships going on right now?
No,
I didn't either.
Have no idea.
I
did see something. No, that was something else. Something about like traveling to a certain race that's in like a bad territory right now.
Oh, that's for the. They said something about travel arrangements are changing for the trip to the Worlds in China, which is Easter.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I'm not really sure. I don't know what happened there. Wally's having some technical issues. Now you sound like a robot. Now I can't hear you at all. I'm gonna have to mute you. Wally, maybe if you closed on everything and come back. Sorry, guys. Wally's working on limited internet. Hello, Michael Alrod. All right. Well, while we wait, fail. While we wait for Wally, let's talk about something that that caught my eye actually, and I'll bring it up right now. Sorry, I lost my train of thought because I'm hoping Wally gets back in. All right, so dubstep, that's exactly what it was like, Will Blevins. So Jilly's Grosskramp has come out with this pretty cool looking direct drive project for touring car. So let's read what they said. This is by Red RC as well. This has the potential to break the internet. as touring car racers dissect every aspect of this creation. But credit to Gilles Roskamp for the super interesting build he's called the Direct Drive Experiment. A driver renowned for his technical knowledge and attention to detail in developing car setups, having been a kingpin in the glory days of the Tamiya Racing Factory team, the IFMAR World Champion has created a very special Infinity IF-14 Speciale that no longer features a drivetrain. Instead, Coyote Electronics sponsored driver has fitted the car with 4 in-wheel driven 1400 kV motors with independent control of each using microcontrollers, putting the car through its paces at its home track, the Mach in Netherlands, where he won the 2012 ISTC World Championship. Could the reigning Nitro Touring Car World Champion be onto something, and have they created a future for electric touring car designs? Watch this video of the experiment here. Oh, hold on. Hold on. Let me bring Wally back in here, and then we can watch this video. Hello, Walsworth.
I hope this is working.
I hope this works too. We're gonna watch this video of the direct drive car. Okay. Let's see. I want to put this on the big screen, and I want to make this full. Oops, sorry. So this is actually really, really cool. This is not new though. The Crawler World has had this for quite some time. Do we want to put the volume on there? Let's see. Hold on. Let's turn off our volume and listen to it.
I'm a professional RC driver and I'm an IFMAR World Champion. I have raced many cars, RC cars in my life, but this one here is something different. This car has no drivetrain, no gear differentials, no belts, and this car has its own motors on every single wheel. 4 in-wheel drone motors, direct drive, built on a Infinity IF-14 Speciale chassis, fed by 2 Coyote 2S LiPo batteries, independent control of every motor using a microcontroller. Okay, let's go. It's an experiment. What is possible when every wheel can be controlled individually? Can we build an RC car that is competitive and yet quieter, more battery friendly at lesser cost?
Interesting stuff, Wally. What do you think about that?
That's pretty interesting. I mean, obviously it's going to need some time. So, but yeah, it looks pretty cool. I mean, I could see it being something that happens in the future.
Well,
maybe in the touring car world.
Well, yeah. So they do this in crawling, right? So they've done this in pump crawling where they have each individual hub has a sorry, Chase goes maximum nerdery. I was actually, so they did it in crawling. They've done it in crawling. I would like to see what happens with it. So I guess my brain, I'm trying to think of the advantages of this. So right now my brain can't think of any besides not having a drivetrain. But what about programming each individual wheel and tire to do different things while you do something on the track and all that type of stuff? I don't know.
I feel like that's what should be the benefit once they kind of get the technology figured out. But outside of that, I don't really see that there is any benefit unless they can do that. Like if they can do that, I think that'll bring the racing to another level. I mean, you're not working with diffs. You're not really working with any drivetrain or gearing. You just adjust electronics and the power and how it's delivered. So it could be something really cool if it's
imagine
possible
adjusting
to
your
adjust
brakes
like that. Yeah, you can adjust it left to right, front to back.
Yeah, that would be cool. Pecco Evening, he goes, "Oh my God, are you talking about crawling again?" Yes, because I was talking about this. Look, you go with your Uncle Dagani and finish breaking in your engine there at Revelation. Pecco is living, he is doing the DNC whole thing, like, out there for a whole week. Interesting stuff. I would like to, somebody said it's just a gimmick, maybe so, but we don't know where this ends up, right? It might end up to be something that works, right? Or something that's applicable in something else. But this is kind of how innovation starts. So it'd be cool to see how it all flows and how that all goes in the end. And if it can, so Taylor DeLosa goes from Slow is Fast podcast. If you can measure front driven wheel speed versus back wheel speed, it will make awesome traction control.
Yeah.
It could probably be a whole lot of things because right now we're able to program so much stuff into ESCs, and I could see things like maybe 5 years from now, but it will be interesting.
Yeah, no, it'd be definitely cool to see.
Javon says, I think you could possibly tighten and loosen the car by changing diffs, but changing the bias from the remote like a trim setting. Yeah, exactly.
Now that would be cool. You can adjust everything on the fly.
Yeah, because listen, in RC boats, I don't know if when you was racing it back in the day, but in RC boats, I know now you trim your boat because the boat you go turn right, right? Because the torque roll or the motor turns you right, and you torque automatically right when you gas, right? And some people program the radios to have a little bit of rudder on acceleration, so that it keeps the boat straight. Does that make sense? I mean, they also have servers that adjust high-low needles in RC boats while they're working too. So that's all mechanical. This is kind of all done through electricity and circuitry and all that type of stuff. So I don't know. I'm sure Max has a whole tangent about how good this could be, and it's probably going to be 1 hour and 1 hour in real time and 10 minutes for Max. But we'll see what we can do. All right, Wally. Well, now that you're back, let's talk about something that happened this past 2 weekends ago. Not this past weekend, but the weekend prior to this, I think it was, which was the factory NSX Supercross race at the Dirt, put on by Factory Tracks builder and family guy with his family, Anthony Westergaard. This race actually got postponed. Any good video of this track? I know you posted some video, but I was looking for maybe a complete lap. Oh, you know,
Coyote has it, and then JConcepts has a couple.
Yeah.
And then A-Main has a couple.
So you went to this race, I guess kind of like a warm up to the dark, but man, like Westergaard just builds some amazing freaking tracks. Man. Like,
he loves jumps. He makes the jumps massive, and I think it makes the track super fun.
Well, I've seen some that I'm like, okay, I would crash every 5 minutes on this, but I think what I like about that was, and then he did one up at A-Main's track, and I was just like, oh my goodness. But I really do like. I
was talking with Mayfield like when the race started, and he was making a joke. He's like, if we give Westergaard 2 days to build the track's undrivable. So the limit is he has to do it in 1 day, and that usually makes for a good layout.
Well, I mean, isn't Westergaard is also building? What is Westergaard doing now? Because he worked. I don't know what he's been doing since he was working at Proline years ago. But what is he doing now? I know he's building tracks, like backyard tracks, mini cross tracks, motocross tracks, all this type of stuff.
Yeah, he's just building tracks full time. I know that he was doing the KTM test track for a while, kind of doing the grooming and prepping the tracks for them.
Mm-hmm.
But mainly just building all kinds of track, RC, backyard, pit bike tracks, working on motocross tracks, just doing it all.
Okay. And his son's riding a lot as well, motocross. Well, that was normal because Anthony is big. He was always big into motocross. And here we can see Mayfield making his way around the dirt in E-Buggy and the Techno. This is the type of jumps I like that he's good at. The jump on, jump off type of jumps.
Yeah, he makes those really good. Like I really, one at Chico was huge. It was super fun. We thought we were going to be able to triple when we were looking at the track, and it was far from making that happen.
You know, this track does have a lot of jumps, but it's mild compared to what I've seen Westergaard do sometimes.
Yeah, there wasn't a dragon's back this time, which was nice.
Yeah.
Those things are so difficult. Because it's fine when the race starts, but as soon as the track goes away for a second, you're just like, I just want to survive this little dragon's back and get through it.
Really? All right. Well, let's talk about some of the people that were there. Who Mayfield was there? Was Heckert there and all those guys as well?
Heckert was there. Jermaine Robinson. The local boys, Ardondo. Who else was there? Fenster. Yeah, pretty much was mostly the locals plus Mayfield.
Where's Contreras? Why was there no Contreras there?
Oh no, Frankie was there. Yep.
Okay.
Frankie was there.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay, I haven't looked at results. Maybe I should, right? I just know what I know. Jermaine won Pro Nitro Buggy and Pro E-Buggy, and I actually before we came on, I was like, Wally, did Mayfield break you? And you said no. Jermaine just beat him straight up. So maybe tell us a bit about that.
Yeah, I know Jermaine's been really putting in the work. Every day that I'm at the dirt, I usually go Saturdays or Sundays. Saturdays if I can, but every time I've been there, Jermaine's there from the morning till night and just putting in laps. Like the car's apart, he goes out and runs, comes back, takes it apart again, puts it back together, and just keeps going all day, like just back and forth, him and his dad. So it was really cool to see him like convincingly go out and win those races. There wasn't like anybody had issues or someone was off the pace. Like they were all going really fast. Mayfield was on this back door for a good chunk of the race, and then he made a couple mistakes and kind of fell back, but Jermaine just never was even phased, just kept going.
Well, him and his dad have been putting in a lot of work, period, for quite some time, and he's been making mains. There he is. Congratulations to Jermaine. He's a very nice young man as well.
Yeah, he's super helpful and super cool. Always fun to hang out with, so it's good to see him finally getting stuff done.
Yeah, and I mean, look, he had some fast guys, like guys who are doing this for a living, like to beat Mayfield straight up.
Yeah, 2 classes.
Yeah, like no fluke, and like guys like Contreras, who's like I can't. I guess that Jermaine's been. It's his home track now too. But
Mhm.
I mean, Travis has been, like the guy to beat at the dirt for a long time.
Yeah.
So interesting. And Jermaine's about what, 19 now? I think maybe going 20.
I'm not sure. I don't even know if he's that old. Yeah, I don't really know.
I think he's 18. He's got to be 19 now. I'm going 19. What up, Anthony Westergaard? Your ears must be ringing. We was just talking about. All right. Well, how'd you make out, Wally, at this race?
It went pretty well for me. I ended up TQing intermediate E-Buggy. I ended up breaking in the warm-up for E-Buggy though, so that kind of was a downer. A little hinge pin problem, but it happens with kind of growing pains with the new car. But Nitro Buggy qualified 4th, and then first lap I just like going to the back. made an error on the first corner, and then kind of went all the way to the back to the 15th, and then just kind of picked them off one at a time. I was catching Chase for the lead, and then made another mistake, a small mistake, but kind of took a little bit longer to marshal. And then I ended up battling with Ryan Reese and ended up 3rd overall. So not too bad.
Won?
I think the car Chase Anthill.
Okay.
But no, I feel like the car's in a really good spot for DNC. It was a really good test because the track got really ruddy and blown out, and I felt comfortable for the most part. There was one section that I wasn't super dialed in kind of all day as soon as it got bumpy, so I just kind of rolled it and just played it safe. But yeah, I think we're in a good spot. I like it.
We're gonna talk more about that car in a minute. I just wanted to go through the list in the pro class. We had Jermaine, Spencer Hackett, Ryan Mayfield top 3, Adam Drake 4th, Contreras 5th, Travis Horn. I've seen his name. I probably met him, but I can't remember him right now. We had Fenster, Moreno, Trevor Olins, aka Ongaro Doppelganger, Arredondo, who has lost so much weight now.
Yep.
And then we had Camden Lime, who only got 8 laps. He did not do well. So, I just said your name, Camden. I just said your name. Unfortunately, you was way on that list. And I don't know what. Tell us what happened to you. But you know what? Camden Lime has been putting in another. Well, he's a little older than Jermaine, but he's been putting in a lot of work. And it's starting to pay dividends for him because he had a good didn't he have a good A-main race, TNR race, if I'm not mistaken?
I believe it went well. I forgot. What was the race he just won? Wasn't it like SIC AMS?
No, where was he just? Man, it's so many races. I can't remember.
I know.
And this is my job. Like, this is what I'm supposed to know, but it's so many. He just won a race. Yeah, where did he win? Didn't they go? Weren't they?
I'm waiting for him to comment.
Yeah,
no, I feel like it was. I want to say it was an East Coast race. I know he won that race in Costa Rica.
He won that.
Yeah,
that looked nice. That looked very nice to go down there. He didn't go to. I don't think he went to. Did he go to Motoroma?
No. I don't think
Lisa
so.
Won that. Yeah, Lee Setzer won that. Congratulations to him. That's only E-Buggy. What's up, AJ? How you doing? I can't remember. He'll let us know. Somebody will let us know. He did win the Tico race, that's for sure. Which track looked too, to be honest.
That track looks cool.
Cool.
That track actually looks really close to the track I'm going to go practice at this weekend. The one down in Ramona. It's called Speed Lot RC.
Is this new?
Probably within the last year or so. I think it came in like halfway through the year last year.
Okay.
And it's built on like a hillside. So the driver stands at the bottom. So when the layout we went to when I first went there, the back lane was like eye height with the driver, with you driver, like on the driver's stand.
Interesting.
So like there's huge step up jumps and then you drive back down the hill. Like it's pretty cool. It's really fun. But they're going to be open this weekend for kind of like a DNC last minute practice. And I'm going to go down there for the day and run there because that track's been pretty cool. The layout looks pretty cool right now too.
Yeah, this weekend in SoCal, usually is a pretty. You can find racers all over the place this week.
Yeah.
Usually,
Mhm.
I've been looking at the entries. Just not as many Europeans coming this year. I know Ronafalk's not coming. I don't know if Burak does. I hope Burak's coming. I know like Pecco. I think Boots is coming, but it should be good. Speed lot rules. Speed line have been around year and a half. Hey, you know what? We guys have got super chats too. So if you like what we're doing, we could definitely use some super chats. It's Thursday. Let's get a beer fund going for us.
Boots, Yao, and Canas are confirmed to be there.
Okay. Well, and then we have Pecco. Dude, I hope Burak comes. It's a lot less Europeans going this year. But then Burak was at the A main challenge, which I was shocked that he was there.
Yeah, that was different. I was like, oh, I didn't think he was. I thought he would come out for like DNC, but was he at Silver State? Because if he was at Silver State, maybe he just stayed for both.
I don't think he was. He might have. I don't know. No Burak says promotion RC. All right. So no Burak. A very light European turnout this year for DNC, which is unfortunate because I would just assume it's just so much racing going on right now.
Yeah.
Budget.
Yeah.
Budget on all these companies to bring people over, right?
Right.
It's not cheap. So, and you know what it is? I know what it is. Everybody's waiting for the Lone Star Challenge. World warm up. That's what they're waiting for.
Yeah.
Because I know like Ronafalk's not doing DNC once again. And he's coming for that race. So he wants to do the Lone Star Challenge World's warm up race. I forgot about that.
Hold on.
No problem. All right. So let's see. Wally is going to do something. I think he has to deal with his dog, which is fine because I have a dog too, but he's sleeping. He sleeps a lot. Was that your dog?
Yeah, she doesn't sleep very well.
Dude, I got a funny story about a dog. My dog. So I have we have a Shih Tzu named Linda, right? So yesterday I took her to the vet. Every Wednesday you take him to the vet. It's like the groomer comes there to cut every Wednesday. You just show up, drop your dog off, and go. So I took her to the vet, and it's usually busy this day, right? So they called and said, hey, your dog's ready. And then me and my wife, we went there and we picked up. And my wife comes to me and goes, this isn't our dog. Right? They gave us another Shih Tzu. And she goes, man, just call this dog. This isn't our dog. And I was like, it looks similar, but it's a little older, had a little more gray. I was like, Linda, no, that's not our dog. And we had to go in there and tell them, hey, that's not our dog. And they're like, but the other owner took the dog and the dog was happy. I was like, yeah. So they had to call them. Luckily, this is all in a small area. And then they called her in like 10 minutes. They brought the dog back.
Wow.
And we gave them their dog. We almost took the wrong dog home. Somebody took our dog home, dude.
That's wild.
Tyrone has a quick question for you. Wally, question. How long did it take you to build your van, thinking about building one to use at the track? There you go.
It's kind of a work in progress. It just kind of never stops. So, I mean, I got the van, the floor we probably Scott and I put in probably 4 or 5 hours. And then after that, it's just kind of whatever I feel like I kind of want. So we ended up doing the cabinets or the toolbox drawers and then a countertop on that. And it kind of stayed at that point for a while. And then I wanted a storage box. So then I built out a storage box. So it's kind of like never finished. At some point, I'm going to tear everything out and then insulate all the way around. But yeah, it's just kind of like a never ending project. Money, but it's fun and it's really cool to take to the track. Muted.
Is this going to be like a sleeper van or just a work van?
Just a work van. So it has a pit area in it, and I kind of use it for just a little bit of video stuff because I think it has a clean look to it. But yeah, no sleeping. I don't really want to sleep in it.
All right. Well, maybe next time we'll record from there because that was the original plan.
Yeah.
Well, that's cool. What type of van is it?
Ford Transit 250, the medium roof.
Okay.
So it's not the tallest one you can get, but it allows you to go through drive-throughs still. So if it's a late night, want to go home, grab some food real fast, the last second, that's the way to do it. The high roof stuff, you're not getting very far with those.
Okay, that makes sense. All right, let's move on to something here. Let's move on to what you're doing at A-Main now. Are we still doing the same thing we was last time we talked, which was running an online shop?
No, so I've starting this year, kind of with the whole JConcepts thing as well. I've switched from first off, RC Planet's kind of been depleted. It's gone now. It's kind of been absorbed into the A-Main side of things. So with that plan, they moved me over to brand growth representative. So what my job is it's emails, it's social media, it's doing videos, kind of putting out more information, being at the events, going to races, and I get to race as well. But my main focus is the JConcepts brand for A-Main hobbies. So representing JConcepts at events, but put more towards a push towards A-Main type of deal. So JConcepts gets media, and then A-Main kind of gets more marketing that way in a sense.
Okay, so I have a question. Are you going to be like selling tires at DNC for JConcepts?
So I won't be selling tires, at least not yet. We're trying to figure out how that all works because technically I do work for A-Main Hobbies.
Mm-hmm.
So if I'm selling tires for JConcepts, it doesn't quite work 100%. So that's where we're trying to figure out the math on. We want to do that. So the goal is to eventually have tire support like how TZO and Promotion do at races on the West Coast.
Mm-hmm.
So eventually I will have tires that team drivers and customers can come up and get.
But we're
just trying, but it'll be through A-Main. So we're just trying to sort how all that works out.
So it sounds like
a future deal.
Okay, so it sounds like to me, it's something that kind of JConcepts has kind of been missing on the West Coast, is having that van over there to do this type of stuff. And you need that at these races, going to the JBRLs, all this type of stuff. So I get it. They can stock a whole bunch of tires over there in the A-Main up there in NorCal, and then ship what you need down there, and then you deal with that when you go to races. Because when you go to DNC, like you can get, well, I remember back in the day, you could go right to A-Main. Sorry, you can go right to Proline. You could go right to AKA. TZO is obviously out there. Promotion, those guys are right there in their backyard. So I fully understand that.
Yep. So that's the kind of the idea, kind of move forward with that and just have like one more steps on the West Coast, and then making the product more easily available to kind of go head to head with all the other guys out here.
Got you. I just wanted to say a big shout out to my good friend Pete Martinez, who never fails to give us a super chat. Thank you, sir. And he never asks a question. And that's right. We will be doing a Q&A, but if you give super chats, we will definitely give more attention to that. What's up, John? Good. All right. The link for the poll, if you go, so there is a poll early in the YouTube chat. So if you go over to the YouTube, there's a poll pinned right at the top of the chat. And it's basically, who do you think is going to win DNC? Are they going to be from all the Americas, European, Asia, Australia, or some other country? All right. So I don't know. I kind of want to let's segue into the car, Hong Nor, because you kind of, you was on the Associated car. The last time you was on her talking about it, you wasn't fairly happy with it. Well, I mean, yes, let me rephrase that. You was happy with it, but you're trying different things. And I think you was a little bit, they weren't taking suggestions from guys like you who are out there testing a lot of stuff, and you guys are trying lots of things, right?
Yeah.
And then I think sometime last year you made the switch to Hong Nor, and a lot of things kind of clicked. I don't know why I always have a spoon here because I'm always mixing my coffee. A lot of things kind of clicking in my mind with A-Main, with Hong Nor. Also, so Chad Bradley had one, all this type of stuff. But how did you end up? Okay, just tell us how that happened.
So I talked to Chad about it when we were at the other Westergaard race, King of Supercross, when we were up at Chico. So I went into the office and I was talking to Chad, and he asked if I wanted to drive it, and I was like, I mean, I still have a deal with Associated. It's pretty much a 2-year deal at the moment, so which would be into this year. And he's like, well, if you want to try it, we have one for you. Just let me know. And then I kind of went back and forth, and I was like, you know what, let's just give it a try. I mean, it's a work thing, so it could be something that benefits me further along in the A-Main kind of brand. So I went and tried the car, and then I ended up telling Brent how it was kind of going to be a position change at A-Main. So I'm going to be more hands-on with the exclusive brands, and which led to where we're at now. But the Hong Nor car was really good right out of the gate. So like the first day I was like, this is actually really impressive. Like I was expecting it to be a little harder to drive, maybe a little off the pace, something wrong. Just because it's new, and I just wasn't expecting much out of it. And then the first day I was like blown away of how easy it was to drive, how fast I was going right off the bat. And then I told Chad, I was like, hey, I'm in, I'll run the car for next year. I talked to Brent, it's going to be a work transition, help develop the car, kind of do more stuff, and kind of more go along the lines with how A-Main's kind of doing everything. But that's kind of where all the switches came out of. So it started with the Hong Nor car, but then I'm already running ProTech, already running Coyote, and then JConcepts was kind of like the last piece to the puzzle. And then from there, like that's when the opportunity for the brand growth representative became a thing. And now we're moving forward with pretty much all of those brands.
Okay, so tell us a little bit more about this new car, because just let me retract. I remember my mate down in Florida, Carlos, he started importing the new Hong Nor, and I'm not going to lie, I was not impressed with it at all. Had a pivot about that wide. A lot of oil tech. He started to get some people on the team. How different is the car from that Hong Nor that I saw to what you have now?
So now I don't know too much about the car prior. So I think we're spacebar. The Sabre X3, I think it was called. I don't really know too much about that one. But this car is honestly, it looks a lot like a hot body. So they're like taking like a lot of the D819 RS kind of geometry and the somewhat of the layout, not too much of it. Obviously, it runs a different battery. Radio tray is a little different, but the front and rear ends really seem to act like how my buddy Justin Meyerson over at Moto Whips, how his 19 RS reacted to the track. So to start with, obviously I don't really know. There's not really anybody really running it out here, and I haven't even set up changes to kind of start with. I just went and put Justin's 19 RS setup, shock package, and diffs straight onto the car for the first time, and it was good right out of the gate. So it's very easy to set up. I think it's probably one of the easiest cars I've ever driven. And I mean, I put in hour-long practice sessions straight, and the car doesn't change. It just stays the same. Track gets rougher. It still maintains everything. I don't feel like the diffs break down as fast, which is really nice because that's something that I felt was an issue with the AE car. Maybe it was the way I was building diffs, but I would always notice that the car would get a little harder to drive towards the end. The Hong Nor car just stays the same. I very little change towards the end of the run. I feel like I can just put 2 hours down on the track and the car will be the same from when it starts to the end.
But it has all the amenities of a new car, not unlike the HB, which does it have like quick access diffs and all that type of stuff? Okay.
Yeah. So it's basically like what the 19 RS would be if it was updated as its own thing, not into the world spec.
Gotcha.
So it has the easy access diffs, the steering or the caster blocks are pretty dialed to where you can change the caster.
I saw that.
Honestly, I came off a track one day and changed it with the engine still running and put it back on the track. Like it's quick and easy.
Screw it back in?
Yeah, so it basically has 2 screws, one top, one bottom. and then a set screw in the middle that has like a pin on it, and you pull the set screw out, put it in the slot that you want it, or the hole that you want it to be in. So you can go 15, 17 and a half, or 20. And then as soon as you put the screw back in, you tighten the 2 clamping screws back down, you're done.
Oh, wow. That's so easy.
Mm-hmm.
You don't
And
have to change
I was worried. I was like, I feel like this is going to fail or break. I haven't had an issue. I mean, knock on wood at this point, but haven't had an issue with those at all. Like those, they stay tight. Check them after every run. They don't even loosen up a little bit. So it's been really, really good so far. And I use that feature right before the mains at NSX. I think it was like a race before. And I looked at the track and I was like, dude, this thing looks so rough right now. Like it looks like the cars are like just jumping all over the place. So at that point, I went from 17 and a half to 20, right, like with like 10 minutes before my race. And it was super easy change. It was like loosen 2 screws, pull the pin, put it back in, tighten them back down.
Interesting. I like that. What other features does it have that impressed you?
I mean, the rest of it's pretty basic. There's not too many things that are new and exciting, but just the way the car handles, just super fun to drive. It makes it just super fun to drive. Like all these days we were going out to test, I didn't want to get off the driver's stand. I just wanted to keep going. The track got rougher and more blown out, and it was still like enjoyable to drive. It wasn't like the car was out of hand and driving all over the place. It just kept smooth. Like one of the things that I had to do a lot with the AE car, at least with my car, I don't know if it's everyone's car. Jermaine's car looks pretty good, but I remember having to avoid bumps. Like that was the biggest thing. Like I wouldn't even want to try and drive through them. I would go around them. So obviously usually that's a wider line and it's going to make the track longer. With this, I could just jump the car into the bumps, accelerate through them, and then stay tight, and then still make all the jumps from the inside. Like it just has a lot of forward bite. It absorbs bumps really well. It doesn't get out of shape, and it just keeps driving forward no matter what, really.
Maybe Jermaine has the new car. I'm sure he does.
I'm sure he does. The last time I talked to him, they said they had a bunch of stuff they were testing, and they didn't tell me what, obviously, because I'm not part of them anymore. But I know there's a lot of stuff that's different from what I had at this point.
It'd be interesting to see when it comes out. Very interesting. Who else is driving this car of note?
No one that I know of here in the US. I know there's a couple people in Europe and then in Asia, but not so many in the US yet. So, okay. I don't know if you can answer this or not, but we have theories. I've had theories. My first theory was, or what I have been hearing as well, was that A-Man was going to buy Associated. Obviously, I don't think that's going to happen anymore, right? There's a lot of moves at some point, right? And then when I see this Hong Nor stuff, other things kind of started going in my brain, is that, which are good things. Good things, A-Man, because A-Man has a history of backing cars. They backed the S-Works years ago. They backed the not Mayako, the JQ car, the first JQ car. They backed the S-Works, and then they've taken a break for a while. But dude, A-Man's so massive now, right? Yeah, they have so massive. It's impressive. And I think that now they see the value in racing, which I like. And my conspiracy theorist brain is that, this is going to be the new A-Man car that they're going to push. And I don't know, maybe you can answer me this. Does Hong Norm make other ready to run type of stuff, like bashing type of stuff, crawling type of stuff, anything like that? I don't think so. Not that I've seen. I know they have a couple RTRs over on the Hong Nor website. But it's not, I don't believe we're bringing anything else in except for the race stuff. Okay. So it's going to be like the Nitro buggy and the E-Buggy. Okay. And how about no truggies? I haven't been told anything on that. I don't know if it's part of the plan. I mean, I know they have one. Basically, it's like the old Jammin X1 CRT. From what I saw, I looked on their site and that's what I saw. But that would have to be updated. Oh yeah. I think they would probably, if they do go that route, it'll probably be, obviously going to be based off the new platform.
So I was thinking a whole different scenario. I was like, yeah, A-Main's going to be doing this. They're going to bring out bashing stuff. They're going to go after like Horizon and Traxxas and all this type of stuff as a distributor. But nonetheless, still good that they're obviously you've created something. You got Protect, you got the Protect products there. Now you got JConcepts on. Now you got Protect gives you you got Coyote as well. So you're covering all. You got electrics covered. You got Nitro covered. You got tires covered. The next thing is a chassis, right? And then I guess people can sign up and do the whole A-Main team to an extent if they wanted to, which would be your one-stop shop. You got your servers, you got your engines, you got your electronics, you got your chassis, you got your tires, everything at A-Main right there.
Yep.
That's kind of what I'm seeing.
Yeah, so that's through the Protect Next program. That's what Troy runs. But yeah, it includes pretty much all of the any of the exclusive brands are going to be included in that deal. I know that it fills up quickly, so I don't think it's something that we're actively always kind of adding to. So each year it kind of has an allotment, and then that's what it until it fills up.
Okay. Zachary Rogers, I just sold a hung Nor to a customer here at the cxfactoryracing.com, and the build has been great. Awesome. Zach, what's up? And
the car goes together really well too.
Okay, good. A-Main gets all my money. Wife loves that. Yeah. Okay. So good. So it seems like they're serious about things. I know I think Max said something. What in a perfect world if Mayfield ends up driving a Hong Nor and does the whole A-Main thing in the future? Anything
I think it'd be pretty cool, but at this point, I don't see it right now.
I think car needs a little bit more. Obviously it's capable, but we got to see what it can do in the hands of one of these top guys
of that driver. Yeah. I agree 100%. At some point I want to hand my car off to one of them and see what they think. Jermaine's driven it. Jermaine, whoops, how bad? Probably shouldn't say that one, but
it's okay to try other cars.
He kind of helped me with it. He said it was pretty good where it's at, but definitely it has worked just like anything else. I mean, it's all brand new. I'm kind of the only one running it out here specifically. So I think it needs time and another driver to kind of confirm everything and help it move forward a little bit more.
Do you have any contact or any type of input with the factory for this car?
I don't specifically, but everything that I find, I relay over to Chad, and Chad is kind of in contact with them. So Chad's kind of the main guy with the whole Hong Nor program.
Got you. All right. That makes sense. All right. So that's cool. And you seem to be very happy out there. You are hitting the track a lot. In fact, you couldn't do this tomorrow because you're going to the track for DNC stuff. So that's good because a few months ago you put up a post and I just sent a comment saying, remember the diamond mine, but just like, yeah, I'm going to give this one more year. And then if not, I'm going to go get a quote unquote real world job. And I was like, I know that feeling 100%, but sometimes you just got to stick it out. And then, then like a few weeks later, you had to drop all your sponsors that you had. And then people's like, he's going to JConcepts. So yeah, that's good for you, man. Because I know that feeling that you had with that post.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's still not 100% where I want to be. Living in California, it's really expensive to do anything here. So there's still a lot of work to do. Still need to make up a decent chunk, but it's getting better. I think there's a lot more opportunity for the rest of the year, and I think there's a lot more to grow with. I think this is a good base to grow for the rest of maybe the next couple of years. So pretty happy where I'm at right now. Just got to keep working at it and keep pushing forward with it.
You know what, dude? I still have a long way to go to where I want to be. Right. It's very frustrating. It's a lot of work, but it's passion between people like us that make it happen. And you just got to keep going at it. Which I just want to say, Dan Gangler says, compared to me, Wally is that tier driver. What up, Dangler? And then Brian Scott Simmons says, so I should sell all my AEs and go to Hong Nor now. Look what you've started. And
I mean, it's pretty dialed. Not gonna lie.
Wally, you need to bring the hog to Huckleberry one of these days, since Pecco just set a new fast time on Westergaard's layout last night. Pecco is having fun.
Pecco's pretty fast though. I don't know. He's
very fast. Pecco could probably make an A final here at DNC if everything goes right.
For sure.
In pro class.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
But yes, back to the whole thing, which kind of I wanted to segue a little bit into this because you can feel it, because you do media, you do this type of stuff, and you know how it goes. Did you see what RC Racing TV was talking about? They're on their news the other day, how they haven't been paid for some of their worlds. I think it was worlds or other events that they've done.
There's a couple events.
Yeah. So it's difficult all the way around for all of people, like kind of in our positions, I would say. But we just kind of stick it through and find different avenues to do things. And I reiterate what I said and what Max and I said, is that like having you in RC is definitely good, right? We need you in RC. You're still young. You have a good mind on your shoulders, and you have a good open vision of how RC should be and wants to be. And having you not in RC sucks, I think.
Yeah, I mean, I appreciate that. I enjoy it. I get up every day and I pretty much do RC every single day of my life, whether it's coming here to work, building cars on that back table, at the track. So doing a whole career change at this point just seems wrong. So it's kind of like it's really a last ditch effort type of deal. Like when it's like, you know what, I just can't do it anymore, but I don't want to go that route at all. So,
you know, I feel that same way a lot. Like I get to the point, I'm like, man, I need a vacation. I need a vacation. I haven't had one in 8 years, and I need a vacation, no RC, no nothing, away from it all. And it's impossible to do sometimes. And but this is I've learned as I've gotten around more successful people in this industry, this is how everybody kind of is. It's no turning off. It's no turning off.
Nope.
It's no real vacations. It's just your passion for this just goes and goes and goes. And that's the only thing that keeps you alive and keeps you going to get to that point. Because there's people at that point, some point as well. The same point they were at some point in their life.
Yeah, no, 100%. I agree. Like nothing worth doing is going to be easy. So if it's super hard, it's probably going to be worth it in the end. That's how I kind of think of it, and kind of keeps me going with it.
And there we go. Wally is a great ambassador, and he shrinks my shorts. And yet another clue. I don't know what Schumacher's talking about. He'll message me and tell me, you ain't picking up on the clues. I ain't. I'm not.
I don't even know what the clues are.
I don't
I'm
either.
just telling you guys what I'm working on.
I don't either. But you know what? I know Techno RC makes some good cars, and they've been a sponsor of this podcast for quite a long time. So let's show them some love. Thank you to Techno RC for all your support.
Techno RC. Techno RC is a championship-winning manufacturer of high-performance A-scale, 10-scale, Nitro, and electric RC buggies and trucks. With a worldwide dealer network, USA and Europe-based headquarters, comprehensive warranty program, and global race support, Techno RC is excellence in RC. View the full lineup of Techno RC race-proven vehicles by visiting www.technorc.com.
Thank you, Techno, for all the continued support. Good luck. Probably gonna a good chance they might win DNC coming up.
Very good chance.
Very good chance. Very good chance. All right. So other things I'm seeing you've been into, you've really been going to doing a lot of Supercross stuff. I call it living your best life. Tell us a little bit about what's been going on with that, because I see you're at Supercross races all the time.
Yeah, so that's another avenue that I do for work. I work with the Moto Whips team. Justin's been a really good friend of mine. We did the RC thing forever. He wants to come back, but he's been busy with obviously his business and doing the Supercross deal. But yeah, we have 2 riders this year racing the 450 class. I do the media and the videos, and I build his website and stuff like that for him. So as a perk, I get to travel the races that I can go to. Obviously, the A main stuff is going to take priority, but any open weekend and the budget allows, then I'm on a plane to go Supercross racing. So that's been really fun. It's been a really fun time. And also, it's like it's more networking. You're always building with people, and I think the more avenues you can kind of get started with, the better the future is going to be.
Yeah, it's always good to rub shoulders and learn, right? So are you doing like video, photos, video, everything?
A little bit of both. Yeah, a little bit of both. I don't have an actual media card because that was really difficult to get this year. They're kind of really strict on that now.
Mhm.
So the video stuff's hard just because I'm doing it from the stands as low as I can, but it's still farther away than I'd like to be. But a lot of photo, a lot of the planning for like our giveaways and kind of different stuff to help with the sponsors and making videos and a lot of photos each event. So that's kind of the plan.
Got you. Frank, have a good day, buddy. Hope you feel better and get well soon. All right. Cool. Well, that's good because I know you love Supercross. I haven't watched Supercross in so long. I have no idea what's going on. I apologize.
It's been so good this year.
I hear that.
I appreciate Jet and his like speed and how talented he is, but without him, the racing is so much better right now. And I don't know, maybe Tomac has on this KTM has the speed to run with Jet now, but the whole like everyone's been so close. There's battles pretty much every race, and it's been awesome.
Cool. What's up, Max Mort? How you doing? See if you can drum us up some super chats or not. Max will probably get us negative super chats. Because that's how he
You're
works.
gonna start owing people money.
Who with Max? Probably. But Max has been busy. We got a lot of clips coming out. He's been organizing our YouTube. I thank him for that. He's over in France. He doesn't have his girlfriend there anymore, so he has lots of time. She's in Finland. So he's got time to do things for the podcast. Thank you, Max. I appreciate it. All right. I was doing something and I completely forgot to do it because I can't do two things at once. AI logos and ads, self-portraits. I have no idea what Chase is talking about. John Good. RC needs people like Wally. It also needs a little more mainstream help to get bigger, to get into racing or any racing is a very big bill.
Yep.
Yeah. But you know what? I talked to a guy at the last FRCC race. This guy does video from CJ Cars. CJ, they build cars, custom cars for like Cletus and all that type of stuff. So he does all their video for the channel, right? And he showed up at the race like Thursday just to go to the crawler track. He had a crawler. I was telling the story last week, but Pecco couldn't really understand it. He showed up with a crawler. I said, "Hey, dude, there's a crawler track up there. Go check it out." Because I was crawling up there too. We was there, I was helping set up for the race. And he came back on a Friday, and he was like, "People on the track." He was like, "Oh, this is cool." I was like, "Yeah, you should come back tomorrow." Right? "No, I can't. I'm too busy. I can't get into this. Blah blah blah, blah blah blah." Excuse. And he came back on the CJ Race Cars, Tyra. That's it right there. CJ Race Cars. He came back on the Saturday, and he came back for his crawler. And I was talking to him because we had our crawlers there, and I like crawlers and all that stuff. And dude, he left there with an E-Buggy and a Nitro buggy. Like
oh boy,
dude, he was he made friends. He was breaking in a new engine. I mean, he's never raced before, but he's done RC, like, different things like oval racing and stuff like that, but never off-road. And I mean, he was like buzzing, and you could see when somebody's hooked, right? And you know what? He said something to me. He said, he said that this is still way cheaper than any of the content, like the stuff that I'm involved in. And yeah, it's cool to see. And he's like, his biggest thing is like, I know I'm gonna want to make content about this. I said, yeah, but you should enjoy it first, right? Enjoy it and then make content from it. So, but you never know where that leads when you get people like that. But I definitely agree, more exposure for our industry and what we do and stuff like this and broadcasting the races is important. So,
Yeah, no, I agree. Anyone that's more mainstream and has a big following that gets into the hobby is really good for it, I feel like.
Well, I mean, we saw Jason Ashton her earlier, and he asked, "Have you finished Kurt Busch's cars yet?"
Waiting on springs that he's sending me.
Has he got some special springs?
No, it's just one up springs, but we're setting his T7 up to just a standard setup sheet that required some one up springs. So
okay,
he's just sending those over.
He's geeking all out on
and then I don't have any bodies for these things, so we need the bodies. Ashton.
Oh, he has the monster. This is like right up your alley, like Monster Energy. You like that? That's like your logo. Monster Energy. Did you see
it just
the
all worked?
Did you see the clip of Aiden Horn from Masters of Dark? Oh, you didn't see that? Oh,
I
my
saw
goodness.
one. Maybe it wasn't.
So,
yeah, it must.
you on
Oh
the
no,
Hulu,
I did
right?
see that. Yeah.
And then like Kurt Busch goes, "You got a monster from it," and he goes, "Yeah, screw Red Bull." And it was funny. It was hilarious. But he is. Hey, Kurt Busch is like geeking out on RC.
Oh yeah.
I tell him he needs to run Nitro.
He told me he will never run Nitro.
You know how many people have told me they will never run Nitro?
Can you guess why though?
He said because he can't get time to do it.
Well, that was one of them, but the other one was it's too dirty.
It is dirty.
It's very dirty. He doesn't have the time to maintenance the cars. But I told him, like, if I'm wrenching for you, I do it all the time. So
he should get an E-Buggy and E-Truggy to start out with.
Yep.
And then he'll quickly be like, "All right, I want a Nitro car."
Yep, exactly. It'll grow on him. I don't think it's a forever thing. I think we'll get him into an 8 scale stuff here soon.
I think if you just took him to like a DNC or a big race like that, maybe not Silver State, because I wouldn't want to be in Silver State during all that dust either. No offense, I get it. I understand people like it. I just think the DNC atmosphere is better. Like a good sunny DNC Saturday, it's awesome.
I mean, we're gonna get that this year. This might be the first year I've ever. I mean, I don't want to say too much, but the weather looks promising.
Well, that's a great. You know what? We'll segue into DNC. Mr. Scotty Foy, Jason just shipped them to the shop the other day. He said big box. I have no idea what that is.
So Scott is the guy that runs the shop. This is a saddle shop that I'm working out of. And he does all my paint, and he's doing the paint for Ashton and Kurt so he's got a big box of bodies coming.
Cool. Oh, wow, he's got a lot of work to do. This will be right next to you. You're gonna be smelling paint.
Oh yeah, it's right over there. Just outside of the frame.
Well, before we get into DNC, and being as we talked about Kurt Busch getting into the 8 scale racing, S-Works just dropped their new ready to run E-Buggy. They had an Evo 1. This is the Evo 2. I just saw Lucas from Beach RC. He did a video, and I remember his first video on the Evo 1. And I actually think that that's a very good piece of kit for anybody that's, even though I've never driven one, and I actually want to do some content around it, driving it to see how it holds up as actual racing. But in my travels at these races, a lot in the Southeast, I'm seeing a lot of the TLR Typhons, tuned Typhons.
Yep.
And the TLR buggies, ready to runs, especially the Typhons, that are highly capable for people to use, right? One guy, he's been using it he's racing, like he got into it, still using it, and has other vehicles, but still uses that for his E-Buggy. And S-Works has another good one coming out. And this brought up something, price range is like $750 to $800 for a car. I don't think these are ready to run, yes. And I agree. Ready to run cars are not the best. And Kyosho has one as well. But in history, they've not been the best. But these cars are a little bit better, I think. And I actually believe that I think that every manufacturer should have E-Buggy and maybe E-Truggy that's a spec ready to run, that you can take that car, put some tires on it, go race it. Now, if you wanted to put some hop-ups on it later, you can. But you can still use that viable platform to race. Like you can, instead of going to get a whole new chassis, you can go get a servo, you can go get a new ESC. No, I think the ESC and motor system on them are pretty decent as well. But you could get a few additional hop-ups to strengthen the car. And basically you can get into 8-scale racing for a very reasonable price. Because people would have okay, that's $750 and I could go race it. Okay, $750 plus $70 for some tires. And I can race it today. Okay, you need a battery. Let's say $850, you have a ready to go brand new car. People can swallow that pill instead of us RC nerds saying, look at my Nitro buggy. I have $3,000 in just the chassis, and then I have $20,000 worth of tires over here that you need to have. This $900 Adam Drake OS that you have to have, because you don't need to have that. That, you know, we need to understand that the price also needs to be adjusted. And electric E-Buggy, electric truggy are great because they can be, you can drive them anywhere. So you can go bash with them and you can come race with them. So I think more companies need to do something like this. I think if every company offered something like this, it'd be a good thing. And then that customer turns into a long-term customer because they probably like your products and your service that you give them.
Yeah, no, I agree 100%. I think the E-Buggy and E-Truggy classes on a pro level can be a full competitive level, but it could also be the way that everyone gets into 8-scale racing for sure. And the more RTR options that we have that are capable of driving and being competitive in a sportsman class or intermediate class, just makes it that much easier to get into it. Because that's the one thing that I hear all the time. Like someone shows up to the dirt, they're kind of walking around. Because there's been a couple people recently that just kind of show up and like watch racing. And they're like, oh, like, what does it cost to really get into this? And I'm like, well, I mean, roughly you could probably get into it on the low side of it, like an E-Buggy class of like $1,200 or $1,300. And they, oh, okay, I didn't know it was that expensive and all this. And then they just kind of go away. But if you can get it ready to run, you get everything you need, you swap tires, and then be on the track the same day, I think that's a great option. Watson, do you remember Justin Watson?
Have I heard of Justin Watson?
Yeah.
I have not.
So he's like a local racer, kind of like a 40-plus guy out here.
Mm-hmm.
When OCRC was open, he got one of those TRR-tuned Typhons.
Mm-hmm.
He was racing in an E-Buggy, and he was going really good with it. The only thing that I would say, like, I think you noticed it more at OCRC because the grip was so high, track smaller, is that the car just felt heavy. It didn't jump very well, but outdoors where the jumps are bigger and I feel like there's more room, it kind of like that kind of disappears. But he was competitive with it and he raced it for a while.
But we also have to understand that the people that are going to be racing this aren't on his level. Does that make sense?
Yeah. No, I'm just saying, even if you started to get into it more, you could run that chassis to a decent level.
Yeah, but these things have to be decent. Like you can't go out there and break a servo on the first lap, right?
No.
They have to be decent. The electronics have to be easy. It has to be foolproof, like instructions, all that stuff. It flabbergasts me why not all companies have this. Because like, could you imagine if Techno had a nice ready to run with like decent hobby ring electron? Okay, I would say, so we have to understand that these are going to be a little bit more expensive. I would even give them to the $1,000 range. Mm-hmm. But that's a car that you go just drop tires on it and you go race it tomorrow, right?
Well, TLR has that, right?
I don't know. Does TLR have that?
TLR has like an 8X 2.0 RTR.
Yes, it's on the Team Low C though.
Yeah, but it's the same platform as the race car, so you can put anything on from the race car onto that car, I believe.
That's all. You know, it'd be cool to do like a shootout between those type
RTR.
Of cars. Yes,
RTR spec shootout.
Yeah, like they used to do back in the magazines. Stephen Best, may he rest in peace. Yep. Yeah. So lots of good things out there. I'm flabbergasted more companies ain't jumping on this, and they just have to be decent and easily upgradable to some of the pros, like the pro chassis kit. Like for instance, the Techno truck that I got, the monster truck, it doesn't have the it has different blocks than the Truggy would have, right? It has more steel, stamped steel versus, and I think that's fine for me, but it can be done. It can be done.
Yeah. I mean, Associated used to have ready to run 8-scale cars that were based on the race platform.
Well, this brings up another thing. How much are Traxxas? So, like, I also agree that Spec Splash is a great starting point. And Horizon has a match to that. I actually have that truck, and I have to make some content around it. But I'm going to tell you, I still think the Slash is a better car than that. So Horizon took that monster truck that they have, that two-wheel drive monster truck, and made like a short course truck out of it too. Same type of chassis. So, okay. But I think so. People are in her, like Kevin Spanier says, low-C RTR socks, servos garbage. We know this type of stuff. Like, servos can be fixed, right? And it's also what, $7.99. I get it. We don't want nobody shitting the bed on a servo, but a servo can be fixed. It's more about, all right, maybe put a little better servo in there, a little better ESC, little better components, and maybe that price is $1,000 to $1,200 now. I think it sounds like a lot of money now, but we're talking about a complete car.
Yeah, I was doing builds for the longest time, and even doing a budget build that was what I would think would be competitive, like out of the gate, like not the best servo, but one strong enough to make it happen. Maybe not the fastest engine. Maybe it was like not an RM.1, but like the Protect regular Samurai, a little more budget. And then just kind of anything that you can kind of have like a budget version of was in that build. And Nitro, for sure, it's different, but that was like $1,200 to $1,500, depending on what radio and kind of that stuff. So there's a lot of, if an RTR E-Buggy can be all put together and race ready for like an entry level deal at like just under $1,000, I think that would be perfect.
Right. And that person can then focus on buying some tires and then maybe upgrading their radio system, because you can get good radio systems out there. Fly Sky makes a bunch cheap. There's other radio, Airtronics or Sanwa as well. You can get that because that's going to last you a while. Then you could get you can upgrade and then you can say, okay, I want to get a different chassis altogether. Then it's about getting people into it, right? The conundrum. A few comments. Max says, when you go to the bike shop and buy an MX bike, it costs you under $10K, but pros run machines and stuff $100K. It shouldn't be any different in RC for the general hobbyist.
It would be honestly kind of cool to see like a production car. So like it comes with mid-grade stuff all the way throughout. This might be a little more than just the under 1,000, but a mid-grade car. So like let's say like your YZ 250F Monster Edition has a couple op-ups on it, some cool stuff to make it more racy than a standard one, and it's a little bit more than your base model, but it's not like the $100,000 bike that Max is talking about. So it's like a nice, you could take it out to the track, you can go race it, and you didn't spend a ton of money to get it there.
I would agree. Shellback RC WIRC RTR SBX E has non-anodized kit parts. WIRC USA raced it and posted a review video about it racing on there. I will have to check that out. I'm going to be testing out one of their short course trucks here shortly, I think. And then Richard Messiah Mia. Oh my goodness. I'm not even going to, I probably said this name. Richard M. I can't pronounce his last name. Reliable and fun RTR got me back into racing. Sometimes race car stuff gets complicated and expensive. Nice just to drive sometimes. I agree. Just people are talking about that. Local getting into it and is now on a techno after a few months. Yeah, but that's how it starts, right? We got to get these guys into racing first. CJ Faust, that would be a cool class RTR, same wheelbase with lock tire, same motor size, ESC, allowed to change oils, and that's it. Could be if every company came out with a ready to run class. That's how the GT on-road class started in on-road. It started with OFNA and Kyosho ready to run cars. Like,
do you remember when there was production monster truck and then unlimited monster truck
Yes.
before Truggy?
Before there was Truggy, yes. I raced.
There was like
monster
Traxxas
truck.
Revo right out of the box. And then
raced-
like these super built Revos.
I raced LST, stock LST. I bought it. I went to my first race ever. It was 2008 Nitro Fest at the Farm One, Lance Nork's track at his house. And my first race, I was just running Nitro buggy. I didn't realize that I was going to be sitting around for 5 hours between my heats. Right? I had never been to this before, never done this before. And I think I saw somebody for LST and they were running monster truck. And I was like, I haven't bought one. I asked, Adam Drake was there. He's running jamming. So what do I change? He goes, just put tires on it and a transponder. And that's what I did. I made the A final. And I raced against Patrick. Patrick was running a hopped up Revo. And Kyle Busch was racing. He was 17. He had a Associated MGTT.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm. And then you had these 40 series low profile tires, but the centers used to break out of them. So you had to be careful.
I wanted one of those so bad, but I couldn't afford it at that time. Like I was just a broke kid. So I was like, one day I'll get one of these. And then as soon as I could afford it, that whole class was just wiped off and gone. I was like, well,
I know.
Guess I'm getting a Truggy now.
Truggy killed it. Gas truck was still a viable class at that time too. All right, hold on. John Good, hear me out. I see more people in my area racing Traxxas $2,000 cars around cones rather than going to track. How do we convert these people to track racers? We go race with them. Go race with them.
The other thing I think is hard is that they might not even know. I mean, some probably know and probably don't want to go, but some probably just don't even know that the track exists. There's so many people that I see. Like if I'm driving my van, it's got logos on it and all that stuff. So people ask me, hey, what do you race? Like a supercross or motocross thing? I'm like, no, it's more like RC cars. And they're like, wait, they race those things? So it's just the people just don't know that this exists to this level. I think is the biggest thing. I think if more people knew about it, it would start to grow at a bigger rate. But until that happens, until we kind of figure it out, I think social media is starting to help out a lot. I'm seeing a lot of bigger non-RC pages sharing RC stuff. Like, did you guys see that one with Adam Drake and that guy doing like the voiceover?
No, I missed it.
Of the fuel stop?
No, I missed it.
I'll have to send it to you and you can share it. But it's like this guy is like, it's almost like a sarcasm post. It's not even really like a
right.
Like informational post, but he's like, this guy over here is called the 3-second pit stop, and this is why. And then the car comes in, drops the fuel in. He's like, I feel like it's filled with it's like a piss can. It's not even fuel. It's like gold, like yellow fuel. So he makes that joke. He like throws it out there. It's not even legal. Like just making jokes the whole time. But that got a ton of views, and
that's all that matters.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, my biggest, most watched video is on Instagram from last year, North Georgia Shootout, of Jordan Bernard Jr. doing like 2 laps with his short. He was kicking ass and practice a short course race and qualifying. 29 million views, got on ESPN, their YouTube, their channels, TikTok, and all that stuff. Got picked up by a few people. You know why? Yeah. I filmed that, and Wally, I shit you not, I was like, this is gonna go viral. I don't know why I thought it was going to go viral, but I just was like, it's good laps of a car that looks like a car.
Yeah.
Flying around a track. Right. And people can connect with that. But back to that question, I would 100% agree with that those people with the $2,000 RC cars are consuming RC content catered to Traxxas, which there's millions and millions of people tuned into, where we think 500, 600, 1,000 people watching a live stream of an RC car race is a lot. That just shows how minute we are in the whole scheme of things of RC. And Richard's last name is Miskiewicz. Miskiewicz. I would have never got to Miskiewicz. Thank you. But I would say in those situations, we need to go to them. We need to go, hey, you guys like racing around this cones? Can I come race? Go race with them. Hey, man, you need to try this with your car. Try this. You know, these are the same people who have $2,000 Traxxas are the same people who probably don't know that aluminum's bad her because it should be lightweight. You know, it's like all aluminum, tricked out arms. You know, you think, oh, my car is bulletproof. No, something else just breaks. So
yeah, it just puts the stress somewhere else.
What's up, Bob RC? Long time no see. Tramal Labard. When I bought my Revo from Amazon, I had no idea racing was even a thing. We're not doing enough.
What if Traxxas actually got into racing? Do you think that would tip the scales?
Fuck yes.
Do you think that would bring? I mean, I feel like it would bring all of their following into the racing side of things.
Yes, absolutely, it would. And then it'd
be pretty funny to watch because they could pretty much have. I bet you they could have any driver they wanted if they had decided to do that.
What would be great if Traxxas decided to put on a race at a full scale event, like an exhibition race, and just invite it. Does it have to be 500 entrants? No, it just has to be a good race that puts what we do. I want to say the pro guys because we want to put our best foot forward. Treat it big, like fucking make these guys wear matching uniforms, make them sign autographs. Fucking blow fireworks all up around them and fucking go race and make an easy track for people to watch. But if Traxxas got into RC racing, well, Traxxas has done a lot for RC racing. People just don't understand it. You know, they started, if it wasn't for monster trucks, they had some of the best monster trucks, short course truck.
Yeah. They pretty much started the short course truck class.
Bryce Holman, I think a lot of probably of new people getting into racing is they don't always feel welcome or feel less than compared to everyone that has been doing this for several years. I agree with that. I have been very vocal about us as racers to come out of our racer bubble and be less introverted. Obviously, you don't have that type of problem. I don't have that type of problem, but a lot of people in RC are very introverted. And it's a very introverted one-person type of hobby sport. But definitely. And you know what? But I will say to the same people that are coming to the track, you should go ask questions too.
Yeah. I feel like it's not just an RC thing. Because like if I go out, I'm not super talented on a dirt bike. I'm like C class at best. But like when I go to a track and like people are flying by me left and right and hitting stuff bigger than I can hit, like it's intimidating. I get it. Like it's the same kind of idea. You don't really feel like you're in the right spot because you're not able to do what the other people can do on the track. So I get it's intimidating, but you really shouldn't quit because of that. It's more just find your space. I mean, the track's usually big enough to where you could be out learning your way and kind of doing your thing. And it's just like a dirt bike. Like the faster guys are going to find their way around you and do it safely for the most part. I mean, there are some people that are kind of like they make things a little worse than it should be, but for the most part, like the faster guy is going to respectfully go around you. Mm-hmm. So it's just finding an open and just learning. Like eventually you'll get there if you stick with it. I mean, we all started at the same level, like barely being able to go around a track or hitting the pipes and crashing every two corners. So everyone has to go through it.
So also another thing I would say is when you walk into a room full of people, like an office or a waiting room, does everybody just speak to you or do you speak to them and then they speak to you? You say, good afternoon, everybody. And then they speak to you. You're walking into that area. And I've been also a big proponent lately of we need tracks. I know this is very controversial because people like this old school blown out type of tracks. And I don't mind them. You can find traction there, but I'm also a proponent of tracks that have traction for people to be able to get around a track. You can have jumps, but you need to have some traction. You need to be able to, it needs to be able for somebody to come off the street with this E-Buggy, put on the right set of tires and be able to do all the jumps. Okay, sorry, not all the jumps, but be able to at least go up the face of the jumps. Because that's what most people want to do when they first come in there.
Yeah. I think that's kind of the majority of the tracks now. I mean, it depends on the dirt, for example, that track when it's fresh, usually the easiest track to drive on. Mm-hmm. When it starts to blow out, because the layout's been in there for 3 to 4 months, it's going to be hard for everybody. So that's kind of like a track deal, but I feel like that really shouldn't be too much of an issue. I mean, I've seen Traxxas cars at the dirt that just hit a jump and just sky it off there and have the greatest time. So I don't think that's too much of the problem.
Well, I think, excuse me. I think that's why carpet is very easy and fun for people to get into right away, because you have instant traction. You could dial it out. You have to take it. So that's my thinking on that. But I beat that horse to death. I don't really want to talk about it no more.
I mean, carpet's easier just because it's a lot less going on for the average person. Like, you get into it and you go to the pro level, and it's probably gnarlier than anything. It's probably closer to a touring car, but just go around the track and a carpet track is way easier to do than most versions of racing.
That's kind of where I'm coming from with this. So that's why we see people get into carpet, but maybe just stay there. JW says, I started with a Traxxas sledge, and now 2 years later, I did my first Silver State, and I'm running Mugen and was helped out by Nick with his used Silver State tires when I first started as well. Thank you. Good stuff.
Yeah, no problem.
And JW races every weekend. He lives in Vegas. I feel like you can find a good group of racers that will welcome you, help you when you need, and encourage you to grow. But you also got to realize it's not easy. You got to study and you got to put in the work. It is not easy. RC racing is not easy. It's a lot harder than going up and down the road, going up to the baseball field, driving around in circles. It is very, very hard. And if you have traction, it helps. Woodland Hobbies. I remember seeing Traxxas at the MX Nationals back in the day. Awesome crossover event. And Bryce Hammond says, I've watched new racers ask questions and get shut down. Then I walk over and take them under my wing and point them in the right direction. Absolutely. And those guys who shut them down, they're dickheads. So, you know what? I shouldn't call them dickheads. Maybe they don't know how, they're awkward. Maybe they don't know how to talk to people. Or maybe
that's a part of it too. I mean, I think there's both. I think there's cases for both. But I mean, there's also times, and I'm not standing up for these guys, but there's also times where they're in a moment and they're kind of like doing their thing, and then someone kind of comes in and kind of like throws their stuff in front of them. Like, I've seen that happen before. Not exactly like that, but kind of like the idea of where they're like busy with something and someone just kind of gets in their face about stuff, and it's like, hey, like, don't worry, I'll help you out, but I'm doing something right now. Give me like 5 minutes. And then that I've seen taken the wrong way by people, and that's also a situation that I think happens too.
Spectre says, I agree. Let's say I decide to do Dart Oval locally, and I will have to spend nearly $2,000 on a setup. To me, it's a brand new track. I have no idea. I don't know it. Others have. He might be responding to somebody else.
I think he's saying he's never been to the track before, goes to the track to find out how to get racing, and then the local pro goes, oh, well, you need this car right here, and it's going to cost you $2,500. But that's not necessarily true, because in dirt oval racing, you can get into there is an RTR class.
Yeah,
I don't know if it's everywhere, but there's the low C sprint car class that seems to be growing super fast.
Yeah. And then you have the modified class, which Slash has, Traxxas has. Both are very cheap to get into. And don't get me wrong, you can spend a lot of money on that stuff. Okay, so I get it. He's responding to what we said. And as for the 150, 100, you know what? Every track you go to, there's going to be somebody that has a shit ton of laps on it. Period. There might be multiple people. It's about racing. It's about racing and doing that type of stuff. Max is informed because there has been studies that men who are not highly skilled try to pump up their egos by shooting down newcomers. It happens a lot in gaming, etc.
Yeah, it happens a lot in general.
Yeah, it does. It does. We're just generally dickheads nowadays. All right. You know what?
Social media has made it that way, I feel like.
Well, social media makes you less responsible for what you say. So
until you are held responsible for it.
Until you are held responsible for it. Because some people hold you responsible for that stuff. All right. Well, you know what? Beach RC has also been a long supporter of us. We want to thank Brent, Lucas, and Bob for all their support now. I was talking to Bob the other day. Thank you for Beach RC. We have an affiliate link for them in the written description of this podcast. It helps us. Thank you guys. Use it.
BeachRC.com, the Racer's one-stop online hobby shop. Choose from all the popular brands and variety in stock with super fast shipping and great customer service. BeachRC.com still has the local hobby shop feel with all the benefits of the internet. BeachRC.com is the exclusive distributor for Ultimate Racing, S-Works, Pro Circuit Racing tires, Nitro Lux fuels, and Assault RC performance products. So fill up your cart and check out at BeachRC.com today.
That's right. Fill up your cart and check out at Beach RC today. Link for that in the written description. All right, Wally. So big race coming up here next weekend. And that is the Dark Nitro Challenge. This has got to be like 26th, 27th iteration or version of this. I can't remember.
Can't remember. 99 was the first one?
Excuse me?
I think 99 was the first one, so it should be the 27th.
Yeah, but I think they had a year where they might have not done it or something might have happened. I don't know. Somebody will correct me and her. If Jay Smoker is around, he's been to all of them.
Yep, so he will definitely correct you.
But we got it coming up. You did mention the weather. It looks good. And I said there's nothing more beautiful than a beautiful Saturday afternoon at the Dart. Sun's out, great temperatures, RC racing, people are walking around. You feel like you're at an event. But yeah, big race coming up. We talked about it, not too many Europeans coming this year, unfortunately, but we think that's just schedules. But we predict all the top Americans to be there. There will be people flying in from other parts of the world coming as well. Maybe they're not pro guys, but you get it. This is a big international race. You're going there tomorrow to do some video stuff. Are they going to rebuild the track, or what's the deal?
I mean, they're in the process of rebuilding everything. They're Joey like cleans up the whole facility, tears everything down, paints everything, makes it look all nice and presentable. So we're just gonna do like I'm gonna get footage for JConcepts, A-Main and all that stuff, just to kind of get like a little bit of entry, like not just like, hey, we're here at DNC, but we're gonna see more of the behind the scenes, kind of what it takes to put on the event and that kind of stuff, and build up some content with that. Kind of promote the race a little bit further prior to the race rather than just at the event.
Okay. Now, is Joey going to build the track, or is he going to let Westergaard build the track? Because sometimes, are they both going to build it at the same time?
From what I understand, Westergaard's out in Oklahoma right now because he's moving. He moved out of California.
Oh. Okay. Well, then
I don't know where. I think he's going to Oklahoma. I think that's where he's going to stay. But I know that he's there now. He was building the track there last night.
In Oklahoma?
Mm-hmm. He basically at NSX, his whole house was at NSX. It's an RV and a big, maybe 24-foot trailer. So they have everything loaded up and they're on the road heading to wherever they're going now.
Well, we wish him and his family all the luck on the move to Oklahoma. But yes, exciting race. Live RC will have the coverage. I personally think that the lower entries at Silver State made it a much more enjoyable event. I don't understand I don't know if it's going to be the same this year for DNC, but I'm expecting 750, maybe 800 entries at this race. If it's less than that, that's good. I mean, maybe not for the race promoter, but for the racers and the people tuning in. But this race is watched by people around the world, and it's been the Americans the last couple of years. No, well, it was Canas won it in 24. Mayfield won it last year. So, and the Europeans have not had good luck. Well, Borak had some good luck, but they haven't really won anything, and they didn't really win anything in 2024 in the USA. So they're going to want to come out and win. Canas didn't win in 24. I'm lost. No, Canas won Silver State. No, Canas won and DNC. Jesus. I forgot about that. He won DNC and Silver State the same year.
Your memory is way better than mine with these races.
But This race has been won by many Europeans. We've seen Canas win it. Boots
has won it. I feel like Boots has won it.
Hold on, when did Boots win it? It wasn't 23. Boots won it in 24. Had to.
Yeah.
No. You know, Boots won at 24. Canas won Silver State and AMS in 25. 24. That's what it was. I remember now. But Boots has won it. Ronnefox won it a few times. The Europeans have generally came over her and done well. This is one of the few only I think Ongar's only been to 2 American races. And it's been DNC and out to Thunder Alley for RCGP. So lots of hype around this race, and it's been a while since I've been there. So, but I'm not coming this year because I'm busy at home. What about you? What are you gonna have the whole Wally builds tents and all that stuff there set up? What is your role there this weekend besides JC support, A main support?
So Wally builds is kind of off. It doesn't really exist at the races anymore. Okay. It's more just in the office. We're just building cars. Everything's been dumbed down basically because of what I'll be doing with A-Man and JConcepts. So there will be a tent, but it's going to be with Paul Thacker's trailer. It'll be off to the side. I'll be working with Troy Hansen. So we'll have an A-Man and JConcepts booth. I'll be doing media for them, doing the photos, some video, all kinds of stuff that way. The nickname at TNR this year was West Coast Hannah, is what I got.
Okay.
So that's essentially what I'll be doing for all these races. There's 10 scale races I'll be attending alongside the 8 scale stuff. That's why I'm building myself a short course. But
are you racing at DNC?
Yeah, I'll be racing both Nitro Buggy and E-Buggy.
All right, cool. Because the intermediate class is one of my favorite classes at all these big races. It's so competitive.
Yeah. Everyone's really close, so it's pretty cool to see. And it seems like it's always different. There's not like one person that shows up and wins all the intermediate classes. It's almost the top 5, top 10, or almost anyone could win at that point. Like it just depends on who's having the better week.
Yep, that's good too. And then last year, actually, it was a good fight between Mayfield and Mason Fuller.
Yeah.
So Mason Fuller just won Silver State, and he's going to win DNC after not winning it last year. And then also, Mason Fuller I said once he takes that first win, it's going to be hard for these guys to stop him. And it's looking that way.
It's true.
He's good.
Very
good.
He's really good.
Very good and very determined.
And then Seth Van Dalen's been really fast too. I mean, he was ripping in Truggy last year at DNC?
Yeah.
Where he chased down Mayfield and then crashed and then chased him down again and then passed him.
You know who saved Seth Van Dalen's race last year? AJ Schumacher.
Oh, yeah?
AJ Schumacher turn marshaled his Truggy because it was coming into the straightaway. They're coming clockwise. So they will come into the straightaway off the sweeper. Oh, little sweeper that they had, like if I remember, it was triple and he turned. It was a turn, and it was a big hole there. And freaking Seth Van Dalen flipped there like 3 times. And before he would land, before he would stop, AJ would be like sprinting down there, full sprint down the straightaway along the side of, and then he would flip the car up and jump up into the pit lane. So, but now we're going to throw in a few more people into this. We got Jermaine Robinson. Sorry. Also, Seth took the win at the TNR challenge in Nitro Buggy.
Yeah.
But we got young Jermaine Robinson coming off a good win here. We got Frankie Contreras, who does good here at this race as well.
Yep.
Obviously, we got the Mayfields, the Dakota Fens. Brandon Rose is looking for some redemption. He's not having the best time right now. Spencer Rifkin is going to want to have a good year as well. So it's going to be stacked. But I do think we're going to see some support with Jermaine. I think he can make a final.
Wiggins.
Yeah. Wiggins. Then, of course, we have Canas, Boots, and Joao. All 3 of those can make the final. And then I think
Pecco pretty good. Yeah.
I don't know if Boots can win DNC. I think the only European that can win DNC is probably Canas. I could be wrong. I could be very wrong, but
he's done it before.
He has done it before, but he's on the GRP tires now. I don't know how they're gonna or what
that could be.
Is he gonna run?
I'm not saying I don't know much, but I mean I just haven't seen them here, so I don't know how they work here. Type of deal.
Oh, Adam Drake won a nationals with him back in the day.
Back in the day, though.
Like 2013.
It's back in the day, though. But if the compounds work, then that could be the thing of just figuring that section out where his tire speed's going to be.
Maybe he can, if he doesn't have a tire that works, he can run whatever he wants, which would be an asset to him. Yeah, exactly. You know what, though? I have this theory.
Mm-hmm.
I think when Ronafalk doesn't come, the Europeans don't do as well. He didn't come last year, and the Europeans were meh.
We'll have to watch and see.
I think he's like got the most. Well, maybe not, but he's like the guy for DNC from Europe. He's the first one to really win it, and it's like he's like your quarterback coming into this, like your general. Yeah, that's how I feel. Because you'll see, but you know what? We'll get to see all of these guys come run at Lone Star, and then again at Thornhill, which I can't wait for. I'm good. All right, well, let's make some predictions here, Wally. Pro Nitro Buggy, top 3. Somebody write these down and send them to me because I can't do 2 things at once.
I'm gonna go Mayfield, Fenn, and then I'm gonna go with Jermaine. I think Jermaine's put in enough work. I think he'll be able to make it happen.
If Jermaine
watching just how well he drove with all the pressure behind him, I think he could make a podium for sure.
If that young man gets a fucking podium, I will be very happy for him.
Same.
Very happy for him. I'm going to go with Mason Fuller. I'm sorry if he loses. Mayfield Canas. Dude, I don't even know who to pick. Because you know what? I know, but now that I'm second guessing myself, because let's think about who could possibly win this race, Pro Nitro Buggy.
But you can't do that though. You got to go with the first thought.
I know, but now we get to do the fun stuff. We got to see who can possibly win it because that's fun. So we have, okay, here's who I think can win this race. Canas, Fend, Fuller, Mayfield, Van Dalen,
Tandem,
Boots. Who?
Line.
Fuck. I think he can.
Thanks for the reminder, Brent.
I forgot all about Camden. You know what though? I know I think Camden will definitely do good in buggy, but I think he can win Truggy if everything goes right.
Yeah.
I like Camden. I would love if he won or made a top 3 in buggy, but I don't know if he can do that in buggy. I pretty much think he can do it.
Oh, we also forgot a big one.
Fee. He would fall under the other class in the vote, not under Americas, because he's representing Vietnam, everybody. Did he pull one? Yes, in my poll. So he has to fall under Asia. He can't be America's vote. Wow, dude, this is going to be a good race. And then we have P&B coming up like in 2 weeks' time.
Is it really?
I'm going to have the Europeans, huh?
Is it really coming up that fast?
Yes.
I feel like the first quarter of the year has all the races.
Too many.
And then
races.
everything just kind of spreads out.
Easter, 3 weeks. 2.5 weeks. P&B's Easter. And Neoland is on that weekend too. The Neo Buggy race that Megala's doing, that's where the Europeans, a lot of the Europeans will go. But then also a lot of the Europeans are going to the Touring Car Worlds that weekend. Dude, it's going to be a good DNC. All right, so I said Fuller, Mayfield, Canas, right?
Yeah.
You said, fuck.
Mayfield and Jermaine.
Okay. Watch none of those guys win. and watch somebody else.
It's gonna be like completely opposite of what.
To be fair, I want Mason Fuller to win again. I wouldn't be mad. I would like to see somebody new win. That would be fun.
Mm-hmm.
I remember when Brandon Rose finally like broke through and won that SIC. It was awesome, right? Because we had seen, not that I look, I have nothing against Fenn and Mayfield winning all the time, but it was good to see somebody break that up. So, man, a lot of people are picking Jermaine. You know what? I'm gonna put him as my dark horse.
There you go.
There we go. So,
no pressure, Jermaine. If you're watching this,
jinx that poor young man. I'm gonna retract my picks so everybody has a fair chance. Everybody has a fair chance. What's up, Brent? I'd love to see the kids, Mason, C-Line, Jermaine take the podium, but like you said, there are so many fast guys right now. It's going to be epic. I can't wait. I remember I was kicking myself.
I can't wait to see Brent.
Yeah, he's
Brent's
going.
So I get to see him. I haven't seen that guy in forever.
You'll get to see him. I definitely am missing it now, but I need time off. I need to be home with my kids. It's gonna be good. I'll be watching. You know what though? I actually enjoy. DNC is one of the races where I sit off and watch. I watch a lot of it. I'll probably be glued to my screen that weekend, and I think Max and I will probably do a live recap of it on Monday. Of that, so that'll be good. Manny Lopez says Lutz. Man, you can't count out Lutz either. Shit.
Yeah, that's another one.
Shit. How many people in the A final? Is it like 15, 13? Somebody let us know. The
15,
throbbing mind will let us know.
I believe it's 13 go and no, I think it's 16.
3 bump.
I think 3 bump. I remember I barely made it into Nitro Buggy because I had bad runs, and I was 13th and I made it. And I believe 3 cars bump. Maybe it's 2. It's either 15 or 16.
You know what? Let's look that up. What are your goals?
Win.
Okay. Who's going to stop you from doing that?
The whole A main.
Dude, I'm going to tell you a young girl to watch when she comes out there. This young lady, Madison Long. Maddie Long. She's coming to her first DNC. Dude, she has been kicking guys' asses over her on the Southeast. She's very fast.
I've seen it.
This is her first travel race, like big travel race. I don't know how she's gonna adapt, but this girl does an hour a day on her track at home.
Oh wow!
And yeah, she's good. The only thing I always tell her, she needs to be more aggressive. Right? She's very consistent, but she's timid around the more aggressive male fast guys than her. That it's like it's 2 or 3 young around the same age they're good too, and they're really aggressive, right? And she's just not that aggressive. But I would like to see what she does. I tell people, don't have no expectations. It's your first time. You got a lot to get used to. It's a different type of race. But the one good thing is, like I said, the weather looks great. You're gonna have very good days. I think it was the high of 75, and then in the nighttime it's gonna be like low 50s. That's perfect.
Perfect. It's gonna be pretty much the same weather that we had at the NSX race last weekend.
Awesome.
It was 7. I think it was a little hotter actually. I think it'll be a little cooler, but it'll be like mid 80s, low 70s.
Clay Cleats and his daughter are going to be there. She's doing a lot of work too.
Yep.
She's racing a lot, Chevelle. So good on them. It's good to see, man. I met a couple at the FRCC racer the other day, and I got talking to her because her husband was watching, and she goes, "Yeah, we just got into RC," and because she knew who the podcast was and stuff. And she was out there turn marshalling. She fell. She was rough and tumble. And she goes, I don't understand why more females don't race RC. It's everything. We're all equal. Like what? Completely 100% equal her. So
yeah,
I agree with her. I 100% agree with him. But I get it. Not every female wants to sit out there and play in the dark with.
Oh, trust me, I know all about it.
Yeah, you do.
You do what for a living?
Max Mort, if I were a gambling man, my money would be on Fee until he flames out, etc., and Mayfield soups to win. All right, Max. Well, you know what, Max? Maybe we're gonna do I think Max and I need to do a Patreon only and YouTube membership podcast, and then we'll make some picks. Home of the Hustle, Frank Self says Slash Modifieds are our biggest class. He has an oval race and a dirt track.
See the drone footage he had with his trucky and his buggy?
Yeah. Frank Sal's awesome dude. That guy inspires me. And
he'll be out here. He'll be at DNC too.
Oh, I know. He met JQ for the first time last year. Yeah. That's not who's not going to be there this year. No JQ. So, yes. So sad. So sad. So sad. He's in Spain doing his motocross thing, like motocross vacation, where he goes all around Spain to different doing different motocross camps and tracks. Because apparently Spain is like awesome for not only RC tracks but for motocross tracks.
Yeah.
But speaking of that guy, he does have this thing called Invisible Speed, and they are a sponsor of this show. So we're gonna play this outdated ad, but it's so funny.
Stop scrolling. You want to be Lewis Hamilton? Learn something new with Invisible Speed. You can't do everything at 100% maximum speed. You have to be smooth. I mean, when you drive a real car, if you drive a real car, how do you just, when you get to a 90-degree corner to turn into the parking lot, do you go like that with the steering wheel? Do you like slam on the throttle and the brake? No. You probably turn the wheel smooth and get on the throttle smooth. Same thing with an RC car. If you want to learn more and make your speed visible, stop scrolling.
Stop scrolling. They have the Invisible Speed setup boards up. They are for sale. That's really cool. All right. So now we're going to open up we're going to do a little Q&A session here. So if you guys have some questions for Wally or myself, now's the time. If you guys want to ask any questions, we're going to end this, and we would definitely like to get some more super chats. Wally, I've been doing all the talking. Any topics you would like to talk about right now while we wait for questions?
I mean, I've pretty much gone over everything I'm doing right now. I mean, there's one thing that I kind of just started working with, and that's rotors and dial. So he's a custom watchmaker. He basically makes you anything you want. He made me this one. It's kind of like a Rolex themed Pepsi style watch. But yeah, you could pretty much get anything you want. I like this. I like this style of watch in general, and then I realized it kind of goes exactly with my paint scheme. So kind of doubled up.
There you go. It looks like it's red and on the outskirt. What
so
is that thing?
Red on the bottom, blue on the top.
You know something I've never figured out? What are those dial things on those watches? Like, what are they for?
Someone probably knows better than I do. This one, I believe, is so you can kind of like set a time. So you can, and it tells you how many minutes where you set it. So if you want to set it like a timer almost, you can set it to there, and then when it gets to that time, it's been X amount of minutes from when you set it.
Oh, okay. Steve Campbell goes, Wally, talk about your start at OCRC.
So that was 2008. Yeah, to 2008. I think it was a year before I graduated high school. I was on RC Tech, and I saw that OCRC was kind of opening up, and they hadn't really reached out to anybody about looking for employees, but it was like a bike ride's distance from my house at the time. So I ended up just riding over there and walked in. And at first I saw another guy, and I was asking him, hey, like, are you guys hiring? He's, I don't know. Like, I'm just here building stuff here. I'm like, okay. And then Robert, RB, the owner, came out and said, yeah, we can use some help. When do you want to start? And I was like, I wasn't really going that far, but okay, yeah. I mean, I can start whenever. All right, sounds good. We're going to do a pre-opening. Just come on this day. We'll get you set up with a shirt and everything, and we'll see how it goes. I'm like, okay. So then that started, and I worked there in the track area probably for I went there from 2008 to 2012. So it was probably like 2009, half of 2010. And then I went in and started running the shop there after the other guy left, and OCRC took over the shop. So, yeah, I mean, at that time, I probably ran the most amount of laps I'd ever driven before, because I would stay there. I'd be there on my days off. I'd be there after work. I think there was times that I would stay there through like 4 or 5 in the morning. There was one time I actually went to my college classes from the track at like 6 a.m. I stayed all night, ran battery after battery, set up changes, doing all kinds of stuff there, and then went to school, and then came back and worked again. So, yeah, that was a lot of fun times out at OCRC. That's for sure.
Yeah, I think a lot of the permanent tracks like that are very similar. Where, well, I got to go to a lot of permanent tracks here on last year with the INS, and reminding me of OCRC. Like, you know, everybody has their pit spots, stuff like that. It's a very community-based place. The locals are very, very they love that place. And if you say anything wrong or you do anything wrong, you're gonna get told about it, which is good. And it's just it's nice to have when you have that. It's really fun. When it's gone, you're like, shit, that was so awesome. Now we don't have it anymore.
Nope. No, that was basically home for me. I mean, even after I went to work for Associated and then all the way through 2021, I mean, that's where I was. I spent pretty much all my time there, hanging out with friends, just improving my skill, meeting new people. That was, I mean, we spent hours late night. Like 3 a.m. was probably the average time that we went home after racing. Like we just sit and talk and have fun. And no, that place is definitely missed. I don't think there'll be anything like that place really ever again.
Unfortunate. Also, we forgot to say where we can get these awesome watches from.
Oh yeah. So the watches are from Rotors and Dial. You just DM him on Instagram. I believe he just put a Facebook page up. But yeah, it's Rotors and Dial. And yeah, you can order whatever watch you want. The price is super reasonable. And he'll build it for you however you like it. You could put a custom background. I've seen some where he has like a cartoon on the watch face.
Mm-hmm.
So you can do that. You can change the colors of pretty much everything. Anything that you want, he could probably knock out for you. So I would reach, if you're looking for a watch, you don't want to spend a ton of money, but you want something that looks nice, I would reach out to him. He's solid dude. I believe he was a helicopter mechanic in the Army.
Mm-hmm.
So now he's just a regular, I don't know what he works on specifically now, but he's still doing helicopter work and then builds these watches on the side.
Okay. We have a question from Sweden because Max dropped a clip from his latest 10 scale stuff talking about the racers over there at EOS running a lot of B6 parts on their associated cars. So X Tech wants to know, what do you, Wally, think? Do you think it's bad for the brand that pro drivers modify the cars to a stew of parts and that car cannot be bought by the regular drivers?
Kind of like a yes and no question. I don't think it's a good look for the brand if you need to do that. If you have, especially if you're taking cars and putting other brand parts on it, like old parts from the same brand, I think is a little less of a problem. But if you're putting like, I mean, I'm guilty of it too. I mean, I put Mugen hubs on an AE car. But I feel like that isn't the best thing to do. And if you can avoid it, it's best to not do it. But in the same thing, if you're doing the development and then it becomes a stock part in the future, I feel like that's how things happen. Maybe it's not supposed to be seen by the public, and then it accidentally does, and then it kind of gets out that way. But if it's more for development and in the future you're going to see that part as a stock part or an upgrade part for that car, then I think it's fine.
Okay. So I've been on both sides. So I've been on the team manager. Please don't run other parts, run our parts. But then I've also understood why those people run those parts, because they were better or better quality or they didn't break. So I get that it's not ideal, but it happens. As for the situation with these guys, I think a lot of these guys they try each other's cars. They try parts from each other's cars, because you constantly hear, like I heard, like Schumacher guys are running AE stuff on the front end of their car at the INS. And so it happens. Like, let's not be oblivious to this happens. These guys they're trying to find every thousandth of a second out there. And those guys are are capable of doing that, right? I am not. I am not. So it doesn't matter to me. And most of us aren't. And they may be trying stuff. I think Mayfield explained it well on Wheel and Trigger. We might be trying stuff that never, ever, ever is going to come out. We might be trying stuff and it sucks.
Mm-hmm.
And then you'll never see it. So, yeah, I get both sides of it. I truly do. But if they have I think if it's anybody that should be running other parts or trying different things, it's definitely the people in the top tier levels of things, or people who at least have a grasp of how things affect cars and can give feedback to that.
I think the biggest thing is that it should happen internally. Engineers should be out of the track doing the testing and driving and getting it to the point where the pro driver can be like, hey, we think this is going to be good for you. You go out and try it and see what you think, and then give the feedback that way. I just think we don't have, the industry is not big enough to have an engineer, a test driver base essentially that doesn't really race, but is just solely focused on doing all the testing and the work for the driver. Like what they have, like a Trey Kennard for Honda, test all the parts that Jet and Hunter ride, and once it passes Trey, then it goes on to them. We don't have the room for that. So I think that's kind of why, depending on who you have on your team, like if you have engineers that can't drive at the level of a Mayfield, then they have to give it to Mayfield to know if the part's going to be good enough for them. So I think we lack the test driver type of deal. So the parts that are unobtainable have to go to the drivers. But if they're good and they like them, they go to the race with them, and that's when people find out about them. So I just think it's just because there's a lack of that middle ground is why we see more of that testing in real life.
I never actually thought of it like that. So that's actually a very good way to think about it. So good stuff. We just don't have the funds to do that, right?
Yeah.
So
because essentially you'd have to have a Mayfield level driver that doesn't race.
Yes.
You're just paying him to develop the car. Then Mayfield just shows up to the track and knows what he's going to do. So that just doesn't really exist in RC.
Well, Dangler brings up a good thing. He says, I think Wiggins is one of the best test drivers there is, but he's also very high level. And that's like, I think when Wiggins gets tired of traveling to races and probably, wants to settle down, but I mean, settled on, not travel as much when he's in his 30s, 40s, he's very valuable at a test drive. He's probably the closest thing we have to a test driver. JQ is another example as an engineer that also can, because people get it twisted, but JQ can drive. He just doesn't drive as much anymore. So I never thought of it that way. So great comparison. David Sandate asks, OCRC had a person that worked there and is a NHRA World Bike Champion. So drag racing bike champion. Guess who? I have no idea.
Gage Herrera.
Who?
Gage Herrera.
Okay. I know nothing about that world. So.
He was coming up in the RC side of things too, and then went off to that.
Well, I'm sure it's more lucrative and a lot more fun to go 250 miles an hour on a bike. You can also not be.
You also have a lot of problems.
Yeah, you cannot be her in a second.
Yeah, correct.
So, RC still safe. JP Sweek, he goes, Wally, we talked about this, but maybe you want to reiterate it. What feature or quality of life function do you like most about the X5 buggy?
Well, I got two. I got one of each, really. The feature for sure is going to be the capture block settings, being able to go from 15 to 20 and 17 and a half in less than a minute. And then quality of life is just being super easy to drive. Track gets rougher and the car just drives its line, stays settled, and it's honestly pretty hard to beat. It's one of the best cars I've driven, to be totally honest. Like even if I had to buy the car fully straight up, I would buy this one. Even with, I mean, we did have a couple breaks that were kind of random in the beginning, but being able to relay all the information back to them and they make changes, they're actively making changes. You couldn't ask for something better. So the car's good. You have a team behind it that stands behind it and makes the changes that are necessary. They don't fight you on anything. And it's just a solid program, really.
He also asks, what do you feel is the strongest driving quality or attribute?
Driving on rough tracks. Like, I mean, that's what we have here on the West Coast. Most of the time, there's not really anything that stays smooth. So being able to be aggressive and still the car just handles the bumps is probably one of the best things. I would say at TNR, I kind of was a little off the pace because the car was still edgy. Still working on setups for that. I don't really have too much. I don't have too many tracks out here that are super high bite and smoother. So I don't really have a lot of time with the car on that situation. But as far as rough tracks go, it's everything I wanted.
Yeah, I think you said this earlier. He says, do you think the Hong Norris possibly drive similar to the HB? They seem kind of similar. Okay.
Yeah, they're very similar. Like I think I said earlier, the car really feels like the next generation of the 19 RS. If it didn't go the world spec route, if it stayed as a 19 RS, it's like the latest version of that car. Is the best way to put it for me. Because I ran the setup that I would have on the car right now is based off of a 19 RS setup.
Perfect. Exotech, he was the one who asked about the cars having different parts. He goes, I feel that I don't get an incentive to buy a car, no matter the brand, based off its world winner. If it's a bastard and not what I get in the box. But
I agree with that.
I mean, but you might have went so guess what? Before you got that cars in the box, they went through many bastardized Frankenstein iterations before you got there. So in a way, you still get that.
And the other thing that kind of goes along with this that ties into, I hope I don't get hate for this, but like people that constantly ask for setup sheets right after the worlds of a 10 scale or 8 scale. Hey, what's the setup that you guys ran? Well, unlikely it's be the same for you. Like anything from that Spain track from the 8 scale worlds probably is not even going to be close to working anywhere in California.
Well, I don't think that people should be putting pro setups on their cars anyway, because you're in a pro driver. You can take some attributes from it. And I think you should be learning setup. There's no excuse not to learn setup now.
No.
Well, basics of setup.
I think it's really part of it. Like I've been enjoying it because there's, like I said, there's not really anybody that has a setup for this car. I took kind of what I thought would work from a previous car because I thought the car looked kind of similar and started with that. But I changed things constantly on this car. The coolest thing about the car, actually, there is a cool feature about this car. All the parts on this car are Hong Nor parts minus one thing, and that's I run MIP pistons in it. And then the second thing to get the setup that I'm running, you need aluminum. Well, this is just a durability thing, but aluminum servo horns, throttle, and steering. MIP pistons. Yep, standard deal. MIP pistons and their blue rear spring.
Okay,
that's it. Everything else is in the box.
So if we use Exotech's theory on that, he doesn't want to buy that car because you have non-Hong Nor parts on it, because it's now a bastardized Frankenstein car. You see what I'm saying?
I think that's what he's saying, though.
But I'm playing both. I'm playing devil's advocate on that one. Yeah, I know that's what he's saying, but but that's his decision, right? I just kind of understand how these guys are constantly testing stuff, right? It's just they've always been testing stuff. You just have phones where everybody can catch it now, or you have pictures and people like Max who sit there and magnify stuff, and then his little activism sensor goes off and it's like, oh, they're running different parts. And I agree with Tony Schumacher. You can't have a competitive driver that doesn't race. Racing is what makes you competitive. Absolutely. Simon RC Racing. If you don't have midfield test drivers, don't you risk parts that not fit for the mass market, only suitable for top drivers? I don't think that a mid-person driver, I am not going to give you feedback like a Mayfield does, right? And I think what these companies I'll give you a prime example. I'm sorry, I'm going all over the place. I have almost a completely, okay, it's E-Truggy, but a completely box stock E-Truggy. Box stock 2.0, running a pretty much box stock setup, nothing on it. Okay, Patrick reversed the diffs, and so it gets a little bit more traction. Box stock. I ran box stock. Patrick built it. I ran about 4 races a whole year, and he raced 4 times. A whole year with it on that same setup. Didn't change anything. We changed something at SIC. I think if more people start out with that and then tweak from there, they'll find out that most of these box stock setups that come with these cars are good enough for everybody to get around the track. It's then when you start making your tweaks and all that type of stuff. To get to that box stock setup, they had to go through the fucking parts and shit to get there. So that's where it comes out. I know I'm preaching, but I personally don't see it as a big deal because it's been going on for years.
And essentially, that is the goal of manufacturers when they put a kit together and a kit setup. It's supposed to be a more neutral ground because, I mean, you go to Thornhill, it's going to be different than if you go to the dirt. It's going to be different if you go to a track in Georgia. Sorry, can't think of one right now, but like that kit's going to go to all these different places, and that setup has to work somewhat good on all of them.
Yeah,
out of the box. So there's never going to be a perfect option. But if you start, I think starting with the base kit setup is good because then you learn from you have a base, and then you can start setting your stuff up the way you need it for yourself, and you can kind of learn what each of these things do. Like, hey, I went up in the A block to add more kick up. You go run it. I don't like. You're at Thornhill. That probably wouldn't be the best thing because now your car's a little slower. It's probably easier to drive, but it probably doesn't turn as fast as you want it to. But if you take it to the dirt, now that setting is good. So it's almost like you build your knowledge of what setup changes to do, and then when you go to a different track, you're like, okay. And when you're prepping your car, you're not just going, this is the setup I'm on. This is what I'm gonna start with. You can kind of be like, okay, I know that this track is high bite and smooth. I'll probably want to be a little more, a bit more steering. This one gets bumpy and rough. I'll probably want to take it back, dial the steering back a little bit. So it really just helps. Just the knowledge, like having the knowledge is way more beneficial than having a setup sheet. Because then if you have the knowledge, you can do whatever you want, and you're not like, well, the setup sheet said this, I have to run this. That's not always going to be the same. Like Mayfield could probably drive something way more aggressive than what I could do and make it look good. If I have an aggressive car, I'm going to crash everywhere. So I mean, the Hong Nor stuff, it's been nice setting the Hong Nor car up, not having any like
outside influences.
Well, like a thought process, like, oh, this is where the car has to be. Like, because I feel like that also kind of makes you like you sit in a window and you don't want to try other things. Because you're like, this is what works. This is working for everybody else. Why is it not working for me? But if you don't have that window, then you can go whatever direction you want, and it works out.
Yeah, and I get it. Some people love to try pro guys setups. I get it. That's why they put it out there for. I get people like to try it. But I was one of those guys. Oh, what's your setup? I'm gonna try it. It's a similar looking track, but I just don't have your skills, dude. I think, you know what? I think like in electric, a lot of people can solve their issues by just turning on the EPA.
Yeah.
I'm serious. Those cars have too much, like E-Buggy is too much. Like you don't need all that power. You don't.
Mm-hmm.
But
I run my Coyote stuff at 85% at the dirt.
Dude, I even have in my, because Danny doesn't like my truggy because he doesn't feel connected to it, but it's not his truggy. But me with my slow finger, because my throttle finger, it's very hard to push back, and it doesn't move that fast, right? On my left hand from an injury, I have curve, so like I drive a lot in quarter throttle. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And then I just hit halfway or whatever when I need it, and it feels soft, but that's how I like it. It works for me. So
yeah,
not for Danny Paz.
There was a guy at OCRC. He had like the steering shakes a lot. And I asked him, like, hey, can I drive your car? And he's like, you probably won't like it. Like, the steering's going to feel broken to you. I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, well, you know how like my steering hand shakes? So he has the Expo turned way down because even down the straightaway, you could see his wheels going like this. Like they're just going down the straightaway like that. So he has it turned down to where that a quarter bit of steering left and right doesn't affect the car as much.
I wonder if Patrick does that because he shakes a lot. He's like, I don't know how his wheels stay straight. Saxton too. He needs to figure that out as well. Oh boy. All right. David Sandate has a question for you. He asked, are you running the Protect clutch, 4-shoe, or stock 3-shoe clutch?
Protect 4-shoe with 2 aluminum shoes with 1.0 springs, and then 2 of the carbon shoes with 0.9 springs.
Dude, I don't think I would even run a 3-shoe clutch nowadays. I just run a 4-shoe. It's so much easier.
Did you see that new one? I think RC Project or something just came out with for the 3-shoe.
Oh,
it has like a nut. It has a 3-shoe nut that doesn't have like the upper flange. And then you thread another nut behind it. So the 3-shoe should be way easier to assemble.
Oh, so for the assembly part of it. No, that did. Let me see. Let's see. They got it right here. We'll bring it up. See, this is what happens when you start talking about stuff. Oops. Let's bring this up.
Yep.
All right. Yep. And so here's the nut. Oh.
Yeah. And then you put the other nut behind it. That would make a 3-shoe way more fun to build.
Oh my goodness. It's so simple.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. I saw this, but I was in a hurry this morning. I didn't really look at it. Oh my goodness. That makes things so much easier.
Yeah. Like I would run a 3-shoe now because I hated building 3-shoes. If you didn't have the right tool, it was actually the only reason I hate 3-shoes is because when I was younger in 2008 running my Jam and Truggy for the first time, I went to rebuild my clutch and I put a flat blade screwdriver through the web of my hand.
Well, I mean, I used to use a flathead all the time. So
yep. And the last time that I did that.
And that's actually pretty cool. Simple little things like that make a difference. Make a difference. All right. Any more questions? Keenan, tell Dagani, what's up, Kevin Casson, about that 4-shoe clutch. He gave me so much shit for running a Reds 4-shoe clutch on my Mayako. Dagani also has like infinite stash of Nova Rossi carburetors from 20 years ago that he puts on his SH engines as well. So there we go. Anything new, Dagani isn't want to hear about it. He is. Nope. He probably don't use 4-shoe clutch because he gets Mayako ones for free.
He was running like 10-year-old AKA tires last time I raced them at Camarillo.
Because he's probably got freaking. He used to say, I used to order my complete budget every year and just keep tires.
Yeah.
He's probably got tires coming into the yin yang. He's like a hoarder. He's got old Kyosho stuff.
Can't imagine how his house looks.
It's actually very neat. You got to see his workshop for clocks. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's right. He builds clocks. You got to be neat for that.
Yeah. I'll fix his clocks. Dude, he's fucking busy. I mean, he was in Spain in 2022. Every time it was 9 o'clock in LA, his phone wouldn't stop ringing.
Yeah, he's real. I've heard he's like the guy when it comes to like $high clocks and like fixing them. He's like the guy.
Yeah, he's the only one in LA right now doing it. So, Pekka is doing Pekka is doing a clinic this Sunday from 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. at Revelation Raceway. I just saw this as I looked on Facebook. So go see the parrot and tell him it's okay. All right. So David Sandate, what is the most drastic difference oil change you have done to make it work on the track? Is the shock oil or diff oils?
I mean, the shock oil I've only really changed maybe 100 CST, depending on bumps and weather. But as far as diffs, I'm pretty much the same all the time. And except for TNR, because it was high bite and the grip was super high. So I ended up running, I usually run 7.74 in my car. At TNR, I went to 12.8. And then when I forgot to change it back, when I was back at the dirt, I was wondering why the car was so loose. And that was why. But yeah, that's really the only time. The dirt, I pretty much stayed the same at all times.
Right. Well, you got what are you doing this weekend besides going to the dirt tomorrow?
Friday at the dirt, and then we're gonna go out to Ramona, the speed lot track on Saturday.
Okay, Saturday. And then Sunday, chill. Monday, kind of get things ready, and then Tuesday set up. And it's Tuesday to Sunday night. Go.
Tuesday, Sunday night.
Good times. Good times.
Next couple days are gonna go by fast.
Yeah, like this weekend, if you are an RC nerd and you want to go geek out and see just like top guys practicing places like all over California, it's gonna be like that. Probably Revelation, Revelation, and maybe Thunder Alley. And we used to go out to
Jen Islands.
Dude, that place. What's going
So
on with
nice.
that?
It's good. Everything is going there, but they seem to race every time there's something else going on for me. Like I've been trying to go out there for months. It just doesn't work out.
Out there too, because they're kind of far away from you guys. They're like 2.5 hours from you guys.
Yeah, it's a good 2.5, 3 hour drive.
And it's expensive out there.
Yeah, you just go for the day. I'm not like the average hotel, because everything's pretty much by the beach, is like $250 a night.
Yeah. We had
and
to
then
stay
summertime, even higher.
We had to stay in some Motel 6 about 45 minutes away the time we went there.
Yeah.
But this is like when my times I've been to DNC, I did the one time where I just showed up on like Monday, and I just didn't feel or Tuesday. I just didn't feel the same. I missed that Thursday through Friday, being at the track all day, stuff like that. I do miss that. I wouldn't do that now. I would just come from Thursday to Sunday and leave on Monday. But definitely a good time. I wish everybody to have good luck there, have fun. I look forward to seeing all the racing. Good luck to you, Wally, as well. Oh, right. That's that. Thank you, Sandy. What is going on with the Drake Raceway? What's going on with that? Do you know?
I don't.
Okay. So is it someone says somebody else is going to take it over? And maybe
I've heard things, but I don't know enough about it to actually comment on it. So I don't know what the whole plan is. From what I understand, it's staying. I just don't know how or what.
It seems to me like the government really wants that land.
I don't think it's that. I don't think
okay.
Like I said, I don't know, so I don't want to say anything. I don't want to let anything out that I'm not supposed to, but I'm pretty sure it's staying as a track.
Okay, someone else is taking over. Dude, running a track is not easy. Running a track is not easy. Chemo says, do you want to come to Bermuda and pay $500 a night for minimum okay hotel? No, I don't. But I don't want to pay $250 either. Well, Channel Islands it's beautiful because it's actually it's just beautiful out there. You know, it's
Santa
beautiful.
Barbara. It's 5 minutes from the beach. Like you can, I mean, I guess you could walk, but it's just down the street from the beach, and it's right there. The whole area looks like you're sitting on an island. It's
beautiful.
Really cool. It's one of the best tracks we have. I wish I was closer to it, but
yeah,
it's still
and
so far.
It's a badass track. Like it's probably one of the best I've ever driven on.
Yeah, the elevation change on that track is awesome.
Exotech wants to know what happened to the flooded racetrack that was Die Hard in the Pacific Northwest. I think they're good. I think they came back. They've been doing some. Well, it's wintertime, so they're doing indoor racing. They have like an indoor shed or horse arena, small horse arena that they use for winter racing. But I think obviously the water receded, and then they have to clean everything up, and I don't know how it is up there.
Yeah.
Jason Witzak, Drake Raceway Dirt Power is staying there. Parking is ass, but it is what it is. It is hard to park there, and they're very strict about parking there.
Yeah, they're pretty strict about parking. The park is, at least.
Thank you, Basement, for the $2 super chat. We greatly appreciate it. He says baseball. Well, that's gonna have way more people involved in it than RC racing, and much more money involved in that. Channel Islands is cool. Palm trees in California sun. Absolutely real Ivy. And Steve Campbell says the hangar at Die Hard. Yes. So are you from up that area, Steve? How has the AstroTurf recuperated? AstroTurf track recuperated. But I live an hour from Channel, but I don't go. My new Civic doesn't have a 4x4 option, so I can't get to the parking lot anymore.
Oh yeah. No, I took the van through that road. And it's hard. It is definitely difficult. Like
uphill.
What's that?
It's uphill. It's a dirt road, right?
So before you would just kind of drive in through that front gate, then the small track was on your right. But now you have to go up through the first parking lot and around the back and then come down into the track. So you go behind the BMX track and there's some pretty decent turns and uphill, downhill on soft dirt.
Oh, okay. You need 4x4 or something.
I mean, you don't have to. My van made it through, but it's when you first do it, you're like,
my Montero would make no problem. Steve says, I race at TRCR. What's up, Kirkman? I'm going to miss Kirkman's Bronze this year again.
His stuff's good.
I know. It gets me in the right frame of mind. I don't really have then he says, it's staying. You guys need a rental these cars as the fast and most durable cars. I have no idea what he's talking about. Must be something he was talking about earlier.
Rental cars. You just get the insurance and you do whatever you want to them.
That's not no more. Maybe back in the day. Like in the okay, maybe I don't know. Shit. I don't try to scratch anything on those cars. Nothing.
Yeah.
Good luck this weekend, Carkles. I haven't been out to the West Coast for a long time. I need to come out there.
Yeah.
I miss it.
I'm surprised you're not coming out to this one. I thought you were for sure coming out to DNC.
Maybe if it goes to May next year. It'd be because May usually have nothing on. So that's what he said. He said it's gonna be.
So I'm saying the mid like second quarter, third quarter, there's like nothing going on. It's just all crammed into the first.
Yeah. It was madness. Well, nobody's asking any questions. It's we've been on her for 2 hours and 43 minutes. If you guys like Wally coming on, we can have him come back on sometime. David, DNC is starting next Wednesday.
Tuesday. Setup day is Tuesday.
Wednesday's practice starts. Thursday. No, it's all practice on Wednesday. Thursday qualifying.
Friday qualifying.
Friday qualifying. Yeah. So I actually do like that schedule. It makes the days a lot easier, but it makes for a very long race.
I think that's what would fix the TNR race.
Isn't it about the same length?
It's the same entries, but if you run it like a DNC, it would run 10,000 times smoother. Or you cap it, charge a little bit more.
Yeah, I agree. That's how they should run the Raw Nationals too. Electric on one section, one like that, and then Nitro the following.
Like the dirt format works well for big entry races.
I agree with you.
Because it's extra days, but your days aren't quite as long.
Well, so it works for days like that, work for races like that where you have practice by heats and everything like that. When you go to race time, the only race that they have practice by heats is AMS, and that starts on Thursday. That's the longest AMS. Well, yeah, like you have to be there for practice Thursday. So that is but I do like that. But it can make it literally you have to be there Monday. So to get going.
Yeah.
Let's see. Need to interview more RC guys and tracks. Turn the RC world into one big community, getting to know each other. Dude, I have 340 episodes. I've interviewed. Look, I'm going through content now and reclipping stuff, and I don't even know who I've talked to. People like, yo, you said this on such and such episode 275. I'm like, no idea, buddy. We talked a lot.
A lot.
But that's why we're repurposing a lot of that stuff. I've done a lot of things on this podcast over the 8 years it's been going on. 8 years. Yeah, 8 years this year. Shit. Chemo, my first time on the West Coast and made me see how dirty some of the East Coast drivers are. Out there, they are more competitive, but more clean. East Coast, they think they're racing bump cars. I tell anybody, if you come to the Southeast, you better come prepared to put your elbows out. Because that's NASCAR country, and they like to bump.
It's NASCAR country.
And bumping is racing. Rubbing is racing down there, as Cole Trickle says. Wally.
Yeah.
Isn't that what DNC stands for? Day Night Champs?
Yep.
I think if with no rain, you can get the race done pretty good. In a comfortable situation. It's when the weather acts up that you have to that's when it throws things for you.
Realistically, the only long day is practice day when all classes run the same day. The rest of the weekend, I mean, you could probably be out of there like 7, 8 at night.
That's comfortable. That's a good.
Yeah.
You kind of have to be because it ain't shit open around there after 10. That's crazy. I couldn't believe that too. How quick everything shuts down around there.
Yeah. It's really just that area though. So like that's the weird part is like I guess it's just not enough people and people out at that time.
Probably because it's a very sparsely populated area.
Yeah, I mean you go when you're driving out there, it's just a bunch of like industrial buildings everywhere. So there's not like a whole lot of people out there.
Kevin Caston, Nagani wants me to go to DNC, but I can't justify the time and money for no return. It blows me away. People can justify it, and they do it because they want to do it.
Yeah, it's like they're interested. That's what their hobby is. So it's almost like some people, it's like their little race vacation.
That they want to do it because I'm just
only if you make it, Kevin.
Yeah, I mean, you make it as good as it can be. I've had great times at DNC, and I don't even race. I just like going for the whatchamacallit. You don't interview me, so there are still people out there you can run to episode 1K, and AI will do the rest. By the time we get to 1K, it will be AI doing everything, because that's a long ways away. And I have to have some sort of a life as well. The best one is you and JQ did about rating drivers. Yeah, that was probably one of them. We've had quite a lot of shows. Will there be any OnlyFans content for DNC? I mean, there might be in somebody's camper, but we won't be privy to that. I think he's talking to you, though.
He's talking to me. Did you see the Mayfield photo?
I did see. A team of Rochaded loves you guys.
Yeah. Yep.
That was pretty good AI, though.
It's not bad. It's not like... It was pretty impressive to see that. Like, wow, it actually doesn't look that fake. I feel like there's people that commented on there and actually thought it was real, which is crazy. Like there were people that were commenting like, if that's how you guys really are, I can't be supporting this.
Oh my God.
I'm like, obviously you haven't seen AI stuff before.
I mean, AI made me ride an alligator and my left arm work again. So all good stuff, but all good. Wally, I think we're gonna have you back on once a month or when we can. I don't know. Maybe we have a DNC recap on the following Monday. If you're not busy, maybe you can join and give us some insight to that. Max will be here.
Free, I think. Tired but free.
Huh?
Tired, but I'm sure I'll be free.
All right. Well, let's make a date next week, Monday. Not this Monday. Following Monday, the 15th of the 15th of March at 12 p.m. EST, which will be 9 p.m. Sorry, 12 a.m. EST, which will be 12 p.m. EST will be 9 a.m. California time, and will be, I don't know, 8 p.m. finish time. Well, he's in France. He lives in France right now, so he's probably only 5 hours ahead.
Yeah.
Well, let's do it. I think you, me, and Max.
Yeah.
It's so I would say take some notes and let's have a chat on the 15th about DNC.
Sounds good to me.
Sounds good to me, my friend. Hold on, make sure I got that date right.
I think it's 17th. 16th.
Sorry. 16th. How about intermediate and pro drivers hosting a driver clinic? Sean Jackson asks. Sure.
Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah.
I've been to so many driver clinics.
Pecco's doing one. Doing one at Rev.
He's doing one. I'm sure Pecco has a lot to say. He's been around JQ quite a lot. So, well, I mean, all that knowledge rubs off on you.
Yeah.
Luckily, Florence is 4 hours ahead of the East Coast. Really? Well, I'm 1 hour. I'm on Bermuda time right now. It's 3:52 here for me. So, anyway, Cuman,
what, 3 hours ahead of me? No, 4.
I'm 4 hours ahead of you.
4 hours. Yeah.
Yeah, because we don't do daylight saving time. Max will early ramble about the missing infrastructure on the track for the entry price and how awesome Euro racing is. Yeah, that's why I want to have Wally on there, so we can have a pro American on there, and we could go because you know what?
That lightly.
Well, I like awesome racing. I like awesome racing, and look, there's the little activist 6 hours ahead, so it's 10 o'clock in France right now. No, 9 o'clock. So perfect. Hopefully he doesn't go on one of his hour-long tangents, which for him is just 10 minutes, but for everybody else, it's an hour long. That has a different time. He doesn't work in our time. He works in his own time.
More time?
Yes. A minute for Max is like 10 minutes. So, you know, Swedish time is Wally, we're gonna let you go because you got stuff to do and you got to rest up because then we're gonna need you on the 16th and it's gonna be a busy. I do it. Let me know. I get it. You're gonna be busy.
I'll be there.
Oh, time changes for us on Sunday. Yes.
Oh boy, now we're making all kinds of changes.
Oh yes. So I'll be back on East Coast time. Woohoo! It will not, look. I can say this: Max is not guilty of doing the longest ever show ever.
Oh, JQ, wasn't it?
Yes, 7 hours, 3 hours of arguing with JQ.
Yep.
My brain is still hurting from that. I'm still scarred. It's like I've got PTSD from arguing with JQ. Wally, good luck this weekend. Next weekend. Have fun. Once again, I will reiterate that we mean what we said about you being in the industry. It's great for us. We like your style. And Donald says it's Hawaii 9:54. I'm all lost.
There's all kinds of times going on.
All kinds of times. Then we start throwing in Australia and all that stuff. Thank you for your time. I'm not going to keep you any longer. Enjoy SoCal life. I'm glad things are working in favor for you. And I look forward to what the future has for you, man. How old are you now, Wally?
34.
Oh, you're still young. You're still young. You're still young.
Getting older every day, though, right?
Hey, getting older every day is better than the option of not getting older every day.
True. Very true.
When JQ cracks open another beer at the 4 hour mark, time to brace yourself for a few more recording hours.
We're just getting started.
Dude, he wouldn't. I was like, but then he paid me. He super chatted me $180. And I said, wow, how the tables have turned. I remember I used to pay you to work for you.
Yeah.
Now you're paying me to work for me.
That's how you do it.
There we go. Hey, good luck, Wally. Have fun. I look forward to the cool videos you're going to produce from there. Hopefully you got a win or a podium, dude. It's not going to be easy.
I love it.
Fast people there in intermediate.
Yeah, it's gonna be it'll be fun. I think we're probably in the best spot I've been, and just gotta make it happen now.
Sweet. Well, we want to say thank you guys for tuning in. We greatly appreciate you guys' support. We've been going for almost 3 hours. Thank you to our sponsors, JConcepts, High Tech, Sidewinder, Beach RC, Invisible Speed, ML Toys, Clinic RC, Techno RC, Get Shit Done Coffee, Elite RC Production, One Up Racing, Mayako, SMC, Racecraft USA, and A-Main Hobbies. Shout out to all the patrons and YouTube members. Shout out to all of Wally's followers as well. Hit him up, give him some work, do what we got to do because you're still building cars.
Yep.
And support somebody that puts a lot back into RC as well. And Wally, good luck with everything you got going on, man. And
thank you. I appreciate it. It's been a fun ride so far and looking for more.
Yeah, man. Remember the diamond mine meme, you know, that, and then the next person comes along and there they are.
Yep.
There they are. And thank you all for tuning in. We greatly appreciate the banter with you guys. We'll be back. I'll be back next week for a coffee and RC, maybe with Max. We'll see how it goes, or maybe by myself. But with that said, thank you to ML Toys for their support. If you have ride-on vehicles and want to get modified parts for them, check them out. Check out our coverage. Please hit that like, sub, notification button on her. Help us get to 10,000. Help us get to 9,000. And like my Lefties RC life stuff, I know it's not racing. All of it. Some of it might be some racing stuff. But I'm geeking out on RC. Wally, talk to you later, my friend. Have a good one. Talk to you guys later.
Are you looking to take your ride-on car to the next level? ML Toys makes it easy with plug-and-play modifications like motors, speed and brake controls, and more. ML Toys is the one-stop shop to make your ride-on car the coolest car in the neighborhood.